Oh God, guys, if you're a Bucs fan or you're an Eagles fan, not write that right now. And of course, how the hell did the Texans win the division, guys? Oh my God, they blew it. They blew it. They blew it. They blew it. Of course, Cowboys won the NFC East. That's always good. And oh God, next weekend, guys, Rams Lions, game of the year, playoffs. Oh, storybook. Let's go though. Here was Week 18 Sunday, the finale of the regular season. It was amazing. Let's go.
On third and goal, football comes loose. Kansas City has it with Edwards, and he's off and running. Edwards has a blocker, and he's going to take the block all the way back for a Kansas City touchdown. 97 yards. Stays with it. This is a long developing play. Stick, he goes up inside, and then a minute gets the ball out, and then Edwards is in.
See how a man celebrates when he gets $1.25 million on one play? Here's how a man celebrates. And his teammates knew it as well.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Oh, they got something going here. Coach Rogers, the special teams coach, took something up.
The shotgun snap to Kyler Murray to the end zone. Opening up to make the catch.
God. Well, watch up here. There goes Prater. Prater and Gilligan, the holder and kicker.
To get into the playoffs, the best players performing the biggest time. So, I'm blessed to be in this position, but I'm more proud of my team that came out here.
The best safety in the league right here.
You don't want to throw to him, do you?
No, absolutely not.
4th and 2. Lawrence to the air and completed. Tennessee will take over in Jacksonville. Cars and Trevor Lawrence had to have to win the division and make the playoffs. Their season is over.
With that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Final NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the NFL Week 18 season finale Sunday recap. Of course, the NFL regular season is now over, and we do have a ton of stuff to go through. Of course, pertaining into wrapping up this regular season. Also going into the playoffs, which of course will start next Saturday on NBC and Peacock. But of course, I will talk about that in a minute. First things first, though, the injuries going into the playoffs. Obviously, then guys who are injured, like Jartavius Martin, he did have a really ugly ankle injury, but that was ugly. Niners, they should be good for the playoffs. Seahawks, no one really died, so I think they're okay there. TJ Watt, of course, he is big questionable. Of course, we'll get to why they are playing the Bills. But again, he did injure his MCL on Saturday. He's, I would say, unlikely to play. I'm not gonna say like he's not gonna play, but with that injury, and again, it just being a week later, he could play for sure, but will he? It's like, it's not too likely. Again, Jets and the Giants, yeah. Saints, they do have some injuries. Again, Isaac Yiadom did get concussed, but obviously I think he'll be good for that. Same thing, Najee Thompson did injure his knee. I think it might have been an ACL. I don't know for sure. It was not nice. I think, what was it? I guess there's not much on that. Whatever, though. But yeah, again, Najee Thompson, that was a little ugly. Outside of that, though, again, Aiden O'Connell injured his finger, I guess. Again, these are all because of training camp, because these teams are eliminated. Rams, no one really got hurt. I mean, Jordan Fuller, he might not play next week. Of course, Dolphins, they have some dudes that are hurt. Cameron Goody really messed up knee injury. I hope he's okay. Andrew Van Ginkel also injured his foot again. The Dolphins never can have any luck with that. Browns, they should be fine. Same thing with the, what is it called? Where are they? Bills, again, Russell Douglas did injure his knee. That'll be interesting to see if he can come back. Same thing with Damian Harris. He did get concussed, of course, 2 weeks ago. Gabe Davis injured his knee as well. Keep going up, of course, today. Keep going. Bucs, and again, Calf for CMC, he'll be fine. But the Bucs, again, Raheem Garrett, we'll see if he can play. Again, he'll probably get some snaps in the game. Manning got a knee injury. Again, he'll probably play. Again, both those guys, that'll be interesting to keep following up on. Of course, Jalen Hurts left with a finger injury, but again, they basically already kind of gave up. A lot of guys in the Eagles got hurt, I'll put it like that, but no one is in danger or anything like that. Keep going up. Again, Tyler Higbee's shoulder, again, he left a little early. Seeing Joe Nopum did not play against, but we'll see against the Niners. Again, the Chiefs have some guys, but they all didn't play. Keep going up. Texans, again, they have some guys that, again, were injured on Saturday. We'll see if they can play. Again, keep going up. Lions, Khalif Raymond got questionable. Obviously, the biggest injury of the day was Sam Laporta hyperextending his knee. It might be a sprained ligament, something like that, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It might have been his ankle, something like that. But Sam Laporta, again, it's really just a hyperextended knee. He is, I would say, not too unlikely, but he's more unlikely than likely to play. It's kind of confusing, but he should. We'll see if he can play. Basically, again, it's Dan Campbell coach team. Those guys would die for him. Again, both offensive linemen for the Cowboys either got, again, illness, but again, Tyler Smith will be a guy to watch out for. Obviously, the Ravens don't have to worry about much, and that's really all I got for the injuries to wrap up this regular season. But of course, look at the playoff picture going into the playoffs. Of course, we will get a lot more into this as the week goes on. I'll, of course, update on you guys in the schedule for this week because, again, there is no more regular season games to go through. Of course, I'll just put it out there right here. Wildcard weekend, Super Wildcard weekend preview will be coming out on Saturday, probably like around noon. Again, that'll preview all 6 games, and I'll also have the recap of all the games on Tuesday. So, yeah, just be ready for that. But, of course, looking at the playoff seedings, the Ravens will be the 1 seed in the AFC. Of course, we already knew the Niners were B, so that's not really new news. They're both have their bye week. But the Bills captured the 2 seed in the AFC, so they will be playing the Steelers. Of course, we'll get more into that later. Dolphins, Chiefs, they will play. Texans, Browns, they will play. Packers, Cowboys, of course, they'll play. Rams, Lions. Oh, God, that gives me so good. Jared Goff, Matt Stafford returning to Motown. Oh, God, it's been such a good game. And then the worst game of the week, Eagles, Bucs. And, of course, teams that were eliminated. The only team that really there is anything really to talk about. I mean, we'll talk about the Saints when we come up to their game. But, yeah, the Saints are freaking complete knuckleheads. Dennis Allen's just get completely fired. Holy crap. And also the Jaguars, of course, choked really hard. Again, they lost to the Titans, and that basically ended their season because, of course, they had a worse record than everyone else, and also could have wrapped up the division. But again, no, we don't want to. We want to lose. So, very disappointing season for the Jaguars. Of course, blew that 8-3 start of the season. They had a 98.2% chance to make the playoffs per ESPN analysis at one point. So, that's pretty bad. They missed the playoffs. But with all that said, that's really all I got for this, guys. Because again, we'll get into this as the week goes on. But with all that said, let's get into our first game, which was a meaningless one in the Browns and Bengals. Of course, with the Browns already clinching that 5 seed. So again, they're probably more focused on them playing the Texans next week, even though they didn't know who they were playing. So basically, we'll get into the Browns game right now. Yeah, Browns and Bengals. Here were the highlights from the game that actually did have some meaning to it. Let's go.
Bengals have won more games in the Battle of Ohio, 52. This is the 101st meeting. The kick in Ball League on 3rd down. Browning to throw, middle of the field, overthrows Boyd. It's tipped around and intercepted. Anthony Bell tipped it around. DeAnthony Bell tipped it around. On 1st and goal, Mixon gets the toss. Mixon glides into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Career rushing touchdown number 49 for Joe Mixon. Bunch formation on the right side of the offensive line. Mixon explodes. Mixon could go. He's got one man to beat. Slides through him. He's still on his feet and down at the Beatles. Browning looking to throw. Mixon's got it. Mixon breaks a tackle. He's in the end zone. A little stroll in the park for Joe Mixon. It's his 2nd score. Tyler Boyd come in motion off the play fake to Mixon. Browning, wide open, touchdown Bengals. Oh, wait, did he hang on?
Yeah, he had it. Time since the 30s that's happened. I remember that.
2nd down, Driscoll's hit. Ball is up, it's intercepted. Logan Wilson with the high snap, handled. Kick is on its way, and there is no such thing as an announcer's jinx. Browning looking right the whole time. Hitches, throws to the middle. Pass is caught. Yosivash, his 2nd touchdown reception of the day. On 4th down, Driscoll, he's going for it all. He's going for the end zone. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Browns, David Bell, his 2nd TD of the year. Driscoll looking toward the sideline. Pass is caught. Bell into the end zone. Touchdown, Browns.
Kind of a meaningless game. The Bengals. Oh, wait. Let me do something quick. All right. And the Bengals, of course, clinch a winning record in what was a very trying year. Of course, they knock off the Browns 31-14. Of course, back up toward the Browns. But they do finish their season strong and avoid the season sweep. And the season sweep the whole entire division with this win. Of course, Browns, again, they fall to 11-6, but it doesn't really mean much. They still have the 5 seed in the AFC, and will go to Houston to open the NFL playoffs on Saturday. Again, that game will be at 4:30. We'll get into more on that again as the week goes along. But again, that's who they'll be playing. It'll be also the first game we preview as well going into what is called the playoffs. But, of course, Jeff Driscoll did get the nod. Of course, they did not want to trot out DTR there. Jeff Driscoll was very Jeff Driscoll-like. Of course, you look at him in the past, he had 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions as kind of a rookie. No. In 2019, 2018, again, I don't know what he did. It was like, okay, he actually had good numbers in 2018. 2020, he played for the Broncos, like 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And last year, he went, I think, 1 touchdown or something like that. But, of course, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Of course, he had that duck of an interception. The other one was just complete, like, terrible throw. But 2 touchdowns on the day. Of course, both were in garbage time. He throws at 50% completion percentage. He wasn't completely terrible. Jerome Ford got some toast to start the game, but then left. Pierre Strong Jr. broke a couple tackles, and also Jeff Driscoll's had some nice runs as well. David Bell, if you somehow had him in fantasy, I mean, you got 2 touchdowns out of him, a 34-yard, I think like 26-yarder, something like that. Cedric Tillman also 3 for 43 was also pretty productive. Outside of that, guys, again, the Browns are trying out backups, especially on the offensive line. You got it completely correct. That is Jeff Driscoll. Defensively, though, Jordan Kanuschek, I would not be surprised if he gets some snaps next week, especially, again, in relief of, who is it? JOK on some of those run plays because he was pretty good in this game. Outside of that, though, I mean, kind of like the secondary was pretty disappointing. Cam Mitchell struggled. They got some big plays with Joe Mixon, too. I mean, I don't know what you expect against their backups, but Deron Harmon had a sack from the safety spot. Again, he'll probably get some snaps. Cam Mitchell, again, was pretty disappointing. 5 tackles from Isaiah McGuire and a sack. Again, maybe some rotations there. Alex Wright, obviously a rotational pass rusher for the team. He had 6 tackles and a sack, as well as D'Anthony Bell having an interception in this game. For the Bengals, though, Jake Browning went out strong. Again, he played the third quarter. I think he got injured, but 18 of 24, 156, 3 touchdowns, interception. I'd be surprised if he's not their backup next year. Adrian McCarron, when he came in, I'll just put it like this. I don't know how the hell he's still in the NFL. The running game, though, Chase Brown was okay. I mean, again, I'll be very happy if he can step it up next year, but of course, he's a very good guy to watch out for. Joe Mixon had a very good game, 111 yards and a touchdown, of course, some big plays. Didn't really do much after the second half, but I mean, guys, like 2 total touchdowns. What is called over 110 total yards, not too bad. Of course, Charlie Jones also 3 for 49. Andre Isovias had 5 catches, 36 yards, and also had 2 touchdowns. So, overall, the receiving game was pretty good. Obviously, Jamar Chase didn't play too much, 4 catches, 19 yards. They did not have T. Higgins play in this game. Tyler Boyd only got 1 catch, too. So, again, pretty good way to end the season for this offense. Defensively, though, they held him for a shot off the scoreboard for a while. 5 tackles from Dax Hill, of course. Jordan Battle had 4 tackles, sack, interception. He might be the defensive player of the week for, again, he did make some big plays. DJ Turner was good in the slot. Mike Hillen struggled a little bit when he had to go in the boundary, but he was okay. Logan Wilson had 5 tackles and an interception. Overall, this defense was pretty good, of course. Evan McPherson also had a field goal. For the team stats, though, neither team had that much yards really at all. I mean, the Bengals did outcome by almost 100, but again, it didn't mean much. Of course, the Bengals held the ball a lot longer, and again, 2-to-1 turnover ratio in this game. And yeah, again, first time since 1937, I think, something like that. That division had every team in the division had a winning record, and of course, the Bengals with this win did that. Again, 11-6 Browns, 10-7 Steelers, 9-8 Bengals. Of course, the number 1 seed in the AFC and the 13-4 Ravens. So, I mean, I guess good way to go out Bengals. Again, next year you want Joe Burrow back for sure, and you want to reset on some things. So let's get right into the keys to game grades, though, to wrap this thing up. For this Browns offense, I said feel the whole back of offensive line. They did do that. Dorian did not play. Again, offensively, it was kind of a mess. I don't know. I think they played okay, I guess. No, not really, though. 4 minuses. Again, they got completely boat raced, so, yeah. Defensively, they didn't give any big plays. No, wait, they did to Joe Mixon. And, yeah, they did have a sack, so, I mean, I guess that's good. Defensively, again, there's really nothing much to talk about. I guess no one got hurt. They kind of kept them under a ton of yards, so I guess that's good. I don't know, 3 minuses. Again, they didn't look all that impressive either. Again, even for backups. Now let's look at the Bengals. For the Bengals offense, Jake Browning finishing with a strong, finishing strong lock up back roll for next year. I think he did do enough to do that. Joe Mixon with a big game to not get cut. He might get cut, but no. Joe Mixon's fine. And competition between T and Tyler for who gets a contract. Again, T didn't really play in this game, which probably tells you what they're going to want to do with him. But Tyler Boyd was pretty disappointing, so I don't know. Offensively, they were okay, I guess. 4 pluses. They did put up some points for the first time in a little bit. Defensively, get Miles Murphy in there. They did. Dax Hill was pretty good. I don't think he was great, though. They did not have 2 defensive touchdowns, but they did force 2 picks and did look a lot better like they should have for most of this game. So, I don't know. Defensively, one of the better performances of the year overall, again, even against backups. So, I don't know. Bengals played a decent game. 4 pluses for that defense. Let's get into a game where there's a lot to talk about. Falcons and Saints, which really was meaningless in the end, but holy crap. Bro, Dennis Allen needs to get fired for this. Let's get right into the highlights, and of course, the last play will kind of give you some context. And yeah, I'll talk about it after.
I didn't know anything about before getting drafted to Atlanta, especially with all that's on the line today. This building is already buzzing. It's going to Heineke out. Desmond Ridder going to be in.
3rd and 5. Ridder throwing right. Wide open man. It's Miller. Down the sideline. Scotty Miller. It stops. Ridder pulls it. He's going to run. Now looking to pass to the end zone. And it is caught. Touchdown. With the skill position players. Carr towards the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown. A.T. Perry. Ridder to Robinson. He's got it. And room to run. Bijan Robinson at the 20. And he will go. Touchdown Atlanta. It's a pitch. Miller cuts it back and trying to get in. He's close. But down. A 24-yard attempt for Ruby. And his kick is good. 30 yards away. And Koo is good. Ridder picked off. Intercepted by Alontae Taylor. And Taylor gets to the 26-yard line. Carr looking deep. And it is juggled and caught. Touchdown, Olave. 2nd and 10. Play action. Carr has all this. Taking a deep shot. Shaheed is down there. Shaheed, he's got it. Touchdown. Ridder, and it's incomplete. Intended for Robinson. 24-yard attempt for Groupie, and his kick is good. So the penalty makes it 2nd down and 12, and a bad snap. Ridder trying to chase it down. He doesn't have it. The Saints recover.
Get that right as we see another interception, this time by Logan Woodside.
Might go all the way. And he does not.
You know, there's a lot of factors that cause you to not be successful. And as we watch this touchdown. Oh, man.
And the Saints finished the regular season with a complete, I don't even know. They mopped the floor against the Falcons 48-17. My golly. Knocking out the Falcons, of course, they moved to 9-8 with the winning record in the season, despite, again, missing the playoffs, because, again, they choked this year. Falcons fall to 7-10, lose their 2nd straight game, and make it 3 straight years with 7-10 seasons. And, of course, they have Canada Arthur Smith, and we will talk about that a lot more tomorrow, of course, with the Black Monday recap. Yeah, I don't know what to call it that. Whatever. I'll talk about the coaches that got fired tomorrow. But, yeah, I'll just basically put it that. 3 straight 7-10 seasons for Arthur Smith, and he got canned. Of course, you could see him getting caught on this, caught being very, very angry with the last touchdown the Saints scored, which of course Jamal Williams' first of the season. Of course, he scored 17 last year to have 1 this year, so you should have had 0 though, because Jameis Winston is a complete idiot, and yeah, he's freaking stupid. He went against coach in Dennis Allen's orders, and decided to let's just not kneel it and just score another touchdown, because that's good sportsmanship. Yeah, that's completely disrespectful, guys. You got to realize that in the NFL there's a respect against other teams. I'm not even kidding. I would not be surprised next year if the Falcons, if they blow out the Saints, they're gonna pull it on them. They're gonna do what the Dolphins did to the Broncos. It's gonna be completely. Whenever they have a chance to, the Falcons are going to completely embarrass the Saints, because that's what they did in this game. Complete lack of respect here for the Saints, guys. You just can't have that in football. It's it's what football is built on, to be completely honest, guys. It's respect for the other dudes. And the fact that, again, Jameis Winston went against that. Oh, the whole team. Bro, you're freaking an idiot. You can't do that. Respect is what football is built on, and there was none of that in this game. Sean Payton should be fired, because no one freaking respects him, I guess. No one cares about what he says. Again, James Winston's a complete loser, too. Guys, this is just a complete, this is unbelievably stupid. Terrible respect here, guys. It's awful to see that with the Saints. But for Desmond Ridder, I mean, he actually wasn't too bad counting-wise. 22 of 30, 291, 2 touchdowns, interception. Of course, basically the pick six from Logan Woodside on that last play. But obviously, Desmond Ridder, he was okay, I guess. I mean, he did, again, a lot of dump-offs. The numbers again, I won't say they totally lie, because he was good over the middle in this game. But he also made some really bad decisions, and, of course, had that terrible fumble, which was his fault. Running game wise, they didn't run the ball well at all. It's kind of been their I wouldn't really say it's been their season. They haven't had games they've really ran the ball well, but it's been an inconsistent part of their game plan. They what is called the O-line and the Falcons offensive coordinator had not been correlated at all in this game. It actually even hasn't been the offensive line coach, because they have given Desmond Ridder time to throw the football, and also they've created some good lanes this season. It's just been a complete lack of correlation between him and them and the offensive coordinator. They got to figure that out in the offseason. Again, get an offensive head coach, someone who can get something like that going. Again, defensively, they'll be fine. But Bijan 7 for 103 to touchdown. He was pretty good. Scotty Miller got that big play to start the game. Drake London was somewhat productive, 441. Johnny Smith caught a touchdown. Kyle Pitts needs to be on a new team. And Michael Pruitt, again, their third string, also caught a touchdown. Also had a couple catches. Or a catch. John Fitzpatrick, I swear, wasn't he on the... Oh, I swear he was. Well, that's Des Fitzpatrick. That guy's a freaking boss. Defensively, though, yeah, they gave a lot of points and their coverage was bad, but I'm going to be honest, guys, they're cooked. Again, they didn't want to do anything in this game. You watch the defense again. Clark Phillips, he gave up. Again, he got really frustrated in this game. Richie Grant's one of the worst cover safeties in the league. It really hurt they didn't have DeMarco Helms in this game, the rookie. He's just a lot quicker than Richie Grant is at this point. Again, lots of confidence too. The linebacker struggle. Caden Ellis was basically playing the edge rusher position because again, Lorenzo Carter also got hurt and just straight up sucked in this game. Mike Hughes struggled. Adrian Terrell wasn't great. Bud Dupree did have a sack. I mean, the defensive line did do a decent job. Like, Calais Campbell did have a sack. Jesse Bates, I mean, he wasn't terrible, I guess. But defensively, you could just see they're completely cooked, and you didn't want to play this football game. For the Saints, though, of course, Derek Carr had 4 touchdowns, 22 of 30, 28, 264 yards. It'll be very interesting to get best game of his season to see if he'll be their starting quarterback next year. I'm going to say yeah, because he did finish the season with 25 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. As usual for him, guys. The record tells you who he is. Again, that is true, but then again, he was very good in this game. The running game, they didn't really have to run it too much. Jamal Williams is so washed, guys. He did that once, literally last year, and he's been bad since. Kenner Miller, though, I'll be very interesting to see if he'll be their #1 back next year. I'm going to say no, because Alvin Kamara will probably still be there, but we'll have to wait and see for that offseason. Rashid Shaheed had 3 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown, of course, the bomb. Chris Olave also had a very highlight reel touchdown, of course, his 5th of the year. A.T. Perry, 2 touchdowns as well. That was very good to see. I mean, receiving-wise, they did do a good job as a group. Defensively, though, I mean, they were really good. 9 tackles from Mario Davis. Jonathan Abram will probably be their starting strong safety next year. Tyrann Mathieu also almost nearly had a pick 6 and 3 tackles. Of course, Alonzo Taylor also had an interception. So, yeah, this defense was very good in this game. Again, maybe not perfect, but they were very good. Outside, of course, the 71-yard touchdown from, of course, that being... Bijan. Looking at the numbers, though, both teams basically had 400 yards. It was just, again, the 3 bad turnovers from the Falcons, and also, again, in the red zone, the Saints were hyper-efficient, and just were efficient in general. And when you can do something like that, you should be able to win games, and they also had the ball longer, but 48-17. My God, guys. 31-0 second half. Who was this bad, again, in many different ways. Of course, the lack of disrespect from Jameis Winston at the end of the game. Let's round this thing up with the keys to the game grades. Get over with these two teams, because, my God, was this division bad this year. And for Atlanta, go rogue and get him fired. I mean, Jameis Winston went rogue. So, I mean, I wasn't completely wrong there. But they did get Arthur Smith fired, the Falcons offense, because, again, they look like they had no idea what the hell they were doing at the end of the game. That was a pitiful performance they put out there. And obviously, it was a fireable offense as well. So, Falcons offense, you did exactly what I wanted to, 5 pluses. Defensively, again, they were absolutely cooked, and no one wanted to be out there. None of the Saints, again, any of the linebackers gave a hoot what the hell happened. Or really the corners. Again, no one's really hustling either. This defense just, again, they did do a decent job. Like the rookies, I'll say that. They did do a decent job in terms of their effort, but doesn't mean much when no one else is trying. Falcons defense, again, they were just completely, again, out of it. 7 minuses. Time for the Saints. Well, Saints offensively, again, Chris Olave did have his 5th touchdown. Alvin Kamara did not play. The O-line was very, very, very good in this game, in my opinion, but then again, guys, like, the Saints just completely, like, blew it with that end of the game. And also the fact that Dennis Allen is just completely, like just no one respects him. And he's just kind of a clown for that, guys. Like, it's not good if you're a Saints fan right now. Offensively, though, I'm being completely honest, guys. I gotta give them, like, I mean, they were really good, so I'll give them 6 pluses. But if we're going to say Jameis Winston, it's going to be like, again, respect-wise, it's 10 minuses, but I have to give him 6 pluses because the way they performed was very, very well. Very, very good. Oh, my God. Defensively, Marshall Allen, we're getting targeted 5 or less times. I think it was only 3 times. He didn't get many targets. Alonzo Taylor was very good. Isaac Cam Jordan was okay. I don't know. Yeah, Saints defense was decent. 3 pluses. They were good. But obviously, offensively, it's just a complete mess for the Saints. They might be even bigger mess than the freaking Falcons. But, cut. Jameis Winston, fire, Dennis Allen, and yeah, that's really all I got for the Saints, guys. Time for our next game, which was, of course, a tank ball. Jets and Patriots, here were the highlights, if there really were even highlights. Let's go.
Two teams trying to end the season on a high note, but the Patriots have had the Jets number the last 15 meetings. New England has won them all. The big number there, the Jets with 33 turnovers. Morstead, the holder. Thought I heard. He's protected. Down the sideline he goes, and the catch is made. Inside the 25, Jalen Reagor hauls it in. To tie the game, and he does. To give the Jets the lead, and through the snowflakes, he's got it. Zappe to throw and open. He drops it in, but it's knocked away from Farrell Brown. He missed from 49, but this is an important kick because now Zappe going to change that. It's intercepted. First takeaway of the game. Ashton Davis. Zappe with a quick throw, and that's intercepted. It went right by a receiver. Tony Adams finish off this game as Hall carries again, gets a first down, motoring down the sideline. It's still going, and in for a Jets touchdown.
And the Jets end their season with a win as they snapped that 15-game losing streak to the Patriots. Again, that's really the third, I guess, streak that they've kind of not really. Well, that's the third streak that's been snapped this year, I guess. As they win 17-3 in New England in what was a tank pull for sure. Of course, they moved to 7-10, and then their season, I don't know, it's like a top 10 pick, something like that. Patriots fall 4-13 and have the third overall pick, but probably still won't get a quarterback because you'll see why when we watch the recap Packers game, and yeah, the Commanders obviously will probably pick someone too. So if you're a Commanders Patriots fan, you're probably going to either take Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr., which would be not so good. But they are 4-13 on the season. Of course, Bill Belichick is expected to be fired. Will he be? We don't know yet. So maybe, but when I'm recording this. Stats wise, Trevor Siemian sucked. Breece Hall got every single snap. He had, what was it? 39 touches. Holy crap. 190 total yards, throwing a touchdown. He also had like a 50-yard touchdown as well. Garrett Wilson had a couple catches. Howard Conklin did okay, I guess, but yeah, nothing really much to say offensively. I mean, they scored a touchdown in the late the fourth quarter. Defensively, Quincy Williams was a complete punk, but that did frustrate a lot of the Patriots receivers, which I guess was good. C.J. Mosley, 7 tackles. He was okay. I mean, they did have the interception. They did have like 8 sacks. It was a pretty good way to end the season for the Jets. Again, facing probably the worst offense in the league. Greg Zuerlein did miss a field goal, but whatever. Patriots-wise, though, Bailey Zappe was trashed. 12 of 30, 80 yards, 2 interceptions. That might be the worst stat line I've seen all year. Maybe. Maybe not the worst. We'll see. Wait. How bad was this stat line? Yeah, no, that wasn't as bad. That's worse. All right. Yeah, no, that's worse. All right, either way, running game-wise, I mean, they kind of ran the ball, but that's really all I can say about that. Receiving-wise, it's kind of pitiful. Jalen Reagor cut their only really anything downfield or anything explosive. Defensively, they were there. I don't know. They kind of stopped the run. They kind of didn't. Yeah. Again, most of these guys in this defense won't be starting next year. Kind of simply, Kyle Duggar is the only guy in this defense that really looks like competent. Maybe Christian Barmore definitely will be, and I'll probably say Jelani Tavai and Jonathan Jones. But outside of that, I don't even think Jelani Bentley will be on this team next year. Maybe I think he's under contract. But yeah, Christian Barmore is a premier run defender in the league right now. He will look great. And of course, Keanu will be on this team too. But yeah, the defense looked better than the offense against. Neither team had over really any yards. All Patriots had a total of 119. That grand total, actually. So, great job, I guess. 33 minutes for the Jets, though. Neither team was good at anything. It was a snowball, too. Yeah, this game freaking sucked. Time for the keys to the game grades. Jets offensively, Trevor Siemian breaking the streak. He did. Breece Hall, again, he did have a lot of touches. Garrett Wilson did not have a touchdown, but he was there. Offensively, I'll give them an equal sign because they scored a couple points, and the offensive line at least tried. Defensively, Quinton Williams, no, they didn't try to really do anything. It's kind of hard to get downfield with those type of pressures. They did have like 8 sacks, though, so I guess that's good. That's swiping off in certain situations. He did use that a couple times. Again, defensively, I don't know, they were fine. Probably 4 pluses. Good way to end your season, Jets. Now let's look at the Patriots. For New England, Bailey Zappe was trash. Juju did not play, and obviously DeMario Douglas was just not there. I don't know. Offensively, they were pretty trash. Probably 8 minuses. Got good, like, whole, ugh. Defensively, though, Kyle Duggar was okay. I don't think he finished it with a bang, though. Josh Uche, no, and they did give up like 17 points. They weren't that good against the run. Again, it was in the snow, though, so I don't really know what to say, guys. I mean, guys, they were tanking in this game. It was a tank bowl. I don't know. Defensively, 5 minuses. Guys, this was just a terrible season for the Patriots. Let's go get to a game that was even worse than this. Bucs and Panthers. Here were the highlights. There's not many.
Well, the playoffs essentially start today for Baker and the Tampa Bay Bucs. Win, and they're in as the NFC South champs. Lose, and their season is over.
Under pressure, steps up. Oh, he got him. Wide open, inside the 10, the 5, DJ Chark.
Oh, that might be a fumble.
Just, you know, he's going to throw short, make the tackle, and then force the field goal.
36-yard attempt. McLaughlin puts the Bucs on the board. Looking to extend the Tampa Bay lead. McLaughlin's kick is good. And Young's pass, diving catch. Adam Thielen on 4th down makes the play. So here's Matthew Wright elevated to the active roster to replace Pinheiro. And Wright's kick is no good.
It's like a defensive end, like a defensive tackle. He is so powerful.
McLaughlin from 39. He is now 3 for 3. Ball spotted back at the 33-yard line. Young hit as he got rid of it. Question was the arm moving?
And the Bucs take care of business to win the NFC South, not in any sort of dominating or desirable fashion, but they do knock out the Panthers 9-0. Yeah, they lost 9-0. That was really the last time anyone scored under 10 points. But yeah, third game this year where they're then under 10 points scored. They win it 9-0 again. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs moved to 9-8. Second, actually a better record than they did last year when they won the NFC South. Of course, the third straight year they have won it. Panthers fall to a record worst 2-15 in the 17-game schedule. They do not have the number 1 pick either. It's been about as bad as it could get for the Panthers. Baker, though, he threw it. Yeah, they really didn't try to risk anything. Again, he threw a lot of quick passes. It wasn't really much of anything. They did run Rashad White a pretty decent amount. He didn't really take any risks, though, with any sort of, like, he didn't cut really anything outside or try to make any big plays. It was just kind of like, runs. Chase Edmonds did break a decent run, though. Again, definitely more vanilla with Rashad White, though. Chris Godwin, he did make a couple catches for a first down, but outside of that, I mean, K-Don made 1 play downfield. Yeah, this one was really not much of an offensive game for them. They weren't trying to do really anything either. Actually, it was more trying not to get hurt, to be completely honest, in this game offensively. And also, the offensive line struggled big time as well. I'll say that. Like, they got their butts handed to them, especially by the interior of that line. Derek Brown completely dominated this game. Defensively, though, Lavonte David had 9 tackles, while Antoine Field Jr. probably is, I'd say, the 3rd best safety in the league right now. He might be even better than that. 5 tackles and a sack in this game. He was freaking crazy. Logan Hall, 4 tackles. Yaya Diaby had 6 tackles, another sack. I think he has like 9 on the season, or 8.5 actually. So, yeah, Joe Tryon finally had a sack too. I mean, Antoine Field Jr., of course, would start the game forcing that fumble. He was very good in this game. But overall, I mean, this defense was decent. Again, the reason I'm just going to say they're decent is because, guys, it's Panthers. It's really not that hard to be good against them. But I'll say this, all the corners played fantastic in this game. Again, I don't even think this defensive line played their best football. For the Panthers, though, I mean, Bryce Young, just no. That's really all I'm going to say. Again, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. So it could have been worse. But again, I don't even know if he would have hit 3,000 passing yards this year. He had a rough rookie year. Running game, though, they tried. Chuba will not be their starter next year. DJ Chark Jr., of course, barely almost had a touchdown there before fumble in the back of the end zone. Adam Thielen screwed me out of a fantasy title, and Chuba Hubbard caught some passes. I guess that's good. Defensively, again, up front, they were really good. I'll say, Yeturgos Matos might have only had 1 pressure the whole game, but it was a very good sack. Dante Jackson was very good at setting the edge and also making some plays, again, what is called on the boundary. He was pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still on this team next year. Derek Brown, 7 tackles and a sack. He was very good. Of course, Brian Burns did have a sack going into a free agency. Again, Frankie Louvu, Deion Jones. Of course, Deion Jones will definitely not be on this team next year. Frankie Louvu, Jason Horn, maybe Yeturgos Matos, definitely Derek Brown, and maybe Dante Jackson. Those guys will probably be the building blocks. I wouldn't say Von Bell, though. Again, they got a big contract, but maybe they trade him or something. Matthew Wright, of course, bricked that 1 field goal. Team stats, though. Both teams didn't do much offensively. Again, it was a completely defensive game. 2 fumbles for the Panthers were a little costly in this game. I was this, though, the Bucs were somewhat competent on 3rd down. It wasn't like they were good, but they were okay. Obviously, though, Panthers, what is it called? What was I going to say? I just completely brained in. My bad. They get, shout out the last 2 games of the season. The Bucs, somehow stay alive. Of course, they're not going to play. They're going to host the Eagles next week on Monday Night Football. They need a little bit of stress, figure out what the heck to do offensively against that terrible Eagles defense, because they will probably have a close game coming up for them. But with that said, let's get right into the keys of the game. Grace to wrap that one up. Bucs offensively, they didn't really do much. I mean, I'll get through it, I guess. Get off to a faster start than last week. They did score in the first quarter, I think. No, it was the second quarter. Baker finding ways to get hit guys and start over the middle. He did twice. That was it. Kearse Godwin did get a couple targets, not 5 in the first quarter, though. Rashad White did bring a couple. Didn't really try to bring the juice either. Again, didn't want to get hurt. Offensively, it just seemed like a very vanilla, again, and just basic game plan. It just got them what they needed, I guess. I don't know, probably 4 or 5 minuses. They didn't score a touchdown. Defensively, don't put Elijah in conflicting run fits where he has a shadow, block out a 3-tech right off the gun. They put him in that like 8 times. It didn't really matter though because Elijah just didn't really have to make many plays in this game. Jamel Dean was basically a hot dog in this game. He was ready to make plays and like he did not want to not make a play on every ball basically. He did throw a couple fits too. 3 was forced turnovers. They did force 2, and of course, Antonio Jr. was the player of the game for this defense. I'll give them A+ as a shutout to shutout. I don't care if it's against the Panthers. So all I got for the Bucs, guys. Clinch the division, of course, that being the Bucs. Now let's get to the worst team in the league. Bryce Young struggled to find anyone, and when he did, he got dumped usually. Miles Sanders running for a couple of first downs. I think he ran for 1. No, maybe 1. They did not do that either. The offensive line struggled again to really get anything going. Not just again laterally, but again more vertically. Couldn't get any penetration. Offensively, though, I don't know. I'll probably give them 8 minuses. I mean, you can't really expect much, but they looked even worse than they did usually. Because again, their only opportunity they completely botched. Defensively, J.C. Horn with a big interception. No, Brian Burns was again okay, I guess. And they did run a couple of blitzes, but it didn't really matter because, again, they were already going to lose. So, defensively, definitely a frustrating season for them. Again, I think they're like 5th in the league in yards per game somehow, some way. But defensively, I don't know. Probably I'll give them 3, 4 pluses. Again, good way to end your season, guys. Get an offense next year, and maybe you'll do something. Time for the Vikings and Lions. This game was very unnecessary. Here were the highlights, though.
It is the Lions and the Vikings.
On this deep. Fake to Montgomery. Wide open Laporta. Easy touchdown for the Lions. Fake to Gibbs. Goff loads up. Lets it rip. Man open. Perfect throw. Collie Raymond. The key guy is a receiver here. Here's a toss. Here's Gibbs. Here's the corner and a touchdown. This one from 39, trying to get the Vikings on the board. He will. Hits again. The Vikings need either in New Orleans formations with the defense. There goes Skipper in motion. It's Montgomery. It is a Lions touchdown. Career high 13th of the year for Montgomery. It's a pass. It's a deep ball. It's Jefferson for the touchdown. Justin Jefferson, deep throw from Goff. Down the sideline, St. Amon-Ra St. Brown in a foot race. Eyes on the end zone. Cuts it back. St. Brown is all the way. Nakua or Cooper Kupp coming in here next week. Mullins now wants it all with Addison. Touchdown. A strike right back for Minnesota.
With his starters being out there.
Badgley with an important field goal here. Makes it a 2-score game. Mullins hit as he throws and picked off by Cam Sutton. Sutton on the return. 3rd down and 5 for Mullins, and the Vikings lofted right to the free safety and picked by Gardner Johnson.
How quick are you gonna get up?
And the Lions take care of business at home to again when they tie a franchise record with their 12th win of the year. Of course, with that though, they still are locked into that 3 seed. So they will face the Jared Goff. Not the Jared Goff led Rams. They will face the Matthew Stafford led the Rams. He will return to Motown to face again Jared Goff. He's playing against his former team at home for the first time. That is a storybook wildcard game. It'll also be on Sunday night. I already spoiled it, but yeah, that game's gonna be so good. And if we lose, I'm gonna be very sad. But yeah, the Lions are of course a very good team. Vikings fall 7-10 this season. Get swept by the Lions. It's been a rough year, definitely for them, of course. What was it, 1-5 in the division? It was rough for them this year. But obviously, very frustrating year for the Vikings. Again, it was partly because they didn't have Kirk Cousins. And Justin Jefferson is still probably the best receiver in the league. I'll say second, though, because, I mean, Tyreek Hill is crazy. But, yeah. Nick Mullins, 30 of 44, 396, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He looked better than he looked against the, I don't even know about that. He looked, very similar to the way he looked against the Lions back in Minnesota 2 weeks ago. But still threw some ducks, still threw some interceptions, and also had some two bombs. Of course, Justin Jefferson went off again in Detroit with 12 catches for 192 yards and touchdown. Not quite, what was it, like 8 catches? It was like 230 yards in, last year in Detroit, but definitely a better overall performance. Running game, they ran it a couple times. I mean, Alex Madison did not get his incentive, that's for sure. Johnny Mott, that's by far the best game of his career. You got them by far the most targets too. Yeah, I never think that Johnny Mott would be starting a football game, but whatever. Jordan Addison, of course, got the touchdown too. You could have had another one too, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, they threw the ball a lot. Defensively though, I don't really know what to say. I mean, Daniel Hunter had 6 tackles in the sack, but I mean, again, a couple guys were injured. Cam Bynum had his worst game of the year. And also, guys, what are you supposed to really say without what is called Byron Murphy Jr., who's actually been very good for them this year. So, again, not the best way to end your season, but again, they had a pretty good year overall as a group. Definitely much bigger improvement, much bigger improvement from the past 3 years. 2021 they were okay, but like overall 3-year period, much better this year. Lions though, Jared Goff probably his best game in a month. 23 of 32, 322 touchdowns. No. Since week 15. Of course, best game of the year, which isn't really saying much. But yeah, he was great. Threw a lot of bombs. Didn't miss many throws really at all. They didn't try to run the ball much, and of course, they didn't really do much with it either, but both their running backs had touchdowns. David Montgomery got over 1,000 yards of the year, and Jahmyr Gibbs was like 50 away. Amon St. Brown with like the 70-yard touchdown. He'll probably have another one next week. Khalif Raymond, 2 for 50 as well. Again, I'm going to call it either him or Donovan Peoples-Jones are going to be running a punt back for a touchdown next week, too. I just have a feeling it's going to happen. Sam Laporta, obviously the big injury news. I hope he's ready to go next week. I want to see him compete against the Rams. But he did have a touchdown, of course. Josh Reynolds, 5 for 44. Again, Sam Laporta, of course, the record with 86 catches in a single season for a tight end. But yeah, Josh Reynolds, you'll see a lot of him next week, too. Moving on with this defense, I mean, they got cooked in the back end, like, just completely burnt. But Kirby Joseph, you got to find a way to get him in the, what is called, in one high a lot more often. Didn't see much of this week. Cam Sutton is their number 1 corner, but he did struggle in this game. He had 9 tackles and an interception, though. Jack Hamill's 12 tackles and a sack, best all-around game of his season so far as a rookie. Of course, Alex Anzalone had 9 tackles, too. C.J. Gardner-Johnson did look really rusty in his debut, but he did have an interception, so he still has those ball skills. Le'Veon Wazurki also had a sack, like that's probably his first of his career. They got to find a way to put Aiden Hutchinson in better spots, though. Of course, he had to really fight for those sacks in this game, but he still had them, so that's really good. Team stats, though, of course, the Lions had 381 yards. The Vikings actually had more, but it was more big plays from them. 2-0 turnover ratio was really a big difference for the Vikings as well. Again, the Lions were a lot more efficient, though. Maybe not on third down, but overall. So, going next year, week Lions, you really need your defense to figure out what they have to do, because otherwise you're going to get like 40 points. I mean, your offense can score that too, but the Rams' defense might be a little better than the Vikings right now. I'm going to say a little bit, but probably not. Let's go ahead and the keys to the game greats to end this thing for the Vikings and Lions. Alright, Vikings-wise, Nick Mullins did throw for nearly 400. Justin Jefferson did go off. They did run the ball, not really at all, and they did put up 20 points, which was not even close to 35. Again, those big turnovers. Offensively, they did do at least something with Nick Mullins, which I guess is good. Again, more garbage time, but offensively, I mean, good way to go out. I'll give him 3 pluses. Defensively, Cam Bynum, again, he struggled. It was not his best game. Harrison Phillips was not really doing much of anything. I mean, he was just there, so I guess that's something. I've made Junior seeing the O-line's blocking for him before reacting. I was wrong on that in this game. He did do it a couple times, but again, they just ran down his throat on those. But outside of that, I mean, he did do a decent job, again, reacting. Not too quick, but a little quicker than the way I described it. Offensively, though, I mean, defensively, I don't know. You got kind of cooked. I mean, not cooked, but yeah, no, 4 minuses. Time for the Lions. Offensively, though, Jared Goff did let it fly. They did run the ball maybe 30 times. I don't think they did. It was like around 23 times. Amon St. Brown did have a pretty good game, obviously, and I think he did get to 1,500. And get Frank Ragnow out of the game by the 4th quarter. I don't think they did. I don't know what the heck Dan Campbell's doing, but he doesn't need his starters playing all these snaps, guys. It's just not worth it, at least next year, because they'll probably win the division again. But for the Lions offense, I don't really know what to say. Again, they were good. 5 pluses probably. Defensively, Aiden Hutchinson did get 12 sacks. I think Cam Sutton was bad. Kirby Joseph, I don't know what they're trying to do with him. And again, C.D. Gardner-Johnson was, again, rusty, so I don't really know what to say much about him. But, again, they got to figure out what to do in that secondary, because if they're not good next week, they will get completely fried. But defensively, I do have a lot of concerns, but I'll give them 4 minuses for now. That was not one of the better performances, but, again, 2 interceptions is still 2 picks, so I guess that's okay. But now let's get into the other national game in the 1 o'clock window, which was the Jags and Titans. Oh, baby, the Jags blew this thing. Holy crap.
Of 4.
It's a 44-yard field goal, and they're on the board on their first drive, 3-0 Jaguars. Inside they go. What a catch made by Hopkins. Looking into the nickel, here comes the blitz outside for Spears. He is gone! Robinson the block, moving up, going deep. He's got him! He's got him! It is 6! What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars! Burks in motion. Henry the call. Blocked by Stefanski. He's got him! Touchdown! Right through Ernest Johnson. Releasing. Here's a quick throw. Trapped! And picked off on the ricochet. It may have been Edmonds who got there. Tannehill. Spears knifing, spinning, turning. Touchdown!
Kept the clock running.
Second down, 2. Robinson the block, intercepted again. This time Murphy bunting. They were going for Jones. He's grabbed and finally taken down. 30-yard field goal attempt. He's made 5 straight, and now he's made 6.
Sure tackling here in the second half.
Couple tight ends, another burst. Oh, they got a foot race now with Cisco. There he goes. Look at the big man. Stiff arm. ETN was back there. Robinson the block going for the end zone. Caught. That's a touchdown. Ingram got. Tannehill to the air. Blocked by Dillard. Caught. Touchdown. Grabbed by Hopkins. Extra point is away, and McManus makes it a 28-20 game. Extra lineman is in, who provides a block, and Tannehill to the air. Intercepted, picked off by Cisco.
Hell!
He was on bodies, and then he had that secondary lunge. Ball was jarred free. Going deep. Oh, he's got Ridley. He's got him. Oh, he had him at the 25. 2. Lawrence to the air. Incomplete over the head of Ingram. Tennessee will take over in Jacksonville. Cannot stop the clock.
Like Simpson on the mountain.
And the Titans end their season, and of course, probably the Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry era on a high note with a 28-20 upset win of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Playing spoiler, again, finish the season on 6-11 as the Jaguars blow their chance of winning the AFC South and are eliminated from the playoffs, of course, after an 8-3 start, where I mentioned in the intro. 98.2% chance to make it back going into that Week 13 Monday Nighter. Also, chance of the 1 seed, and they're going completely out of the playoffs. This is even worse than that Titans choke job last year, because if you didn't know, the Titans, of course, they were what is it called? I mean, maybe not. No, it was as bad. They were 7-3 and lost their last 7 and missed playoffs. Of course, they were on the right side of this game, though, even though, of course, they weren't playing for the AFC South like last year. But they did get their revenge and won this football game. Trevor Lawrence, very inaccurate in this game. Of course, he could have had that touchdown. That was a tough throw. He was getting pressured. But, again, he could have had Calvin really for the go-ahead touchdown. Of course, he did throw a bomb to him earlier in the game. Trevor, though, again, very inaccurate, like I just said. But, again, on the outside of the numbers, you can see his shoulder was not ready for that. And also, extended it a lot. Sometimes his footwork was very sloppy in this game. For a guy who, again, was praised for it. Very lanky, did not look good with that in this game. Pushed the ball way outside, way high in this game. It was a complete mess there. 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Very disappointing third season for Trevor Lawrence. He's going to have to really step it up next year if he's going to get that massive contract that he desires. Running game, though, Travis Etienne Jr., frustrating year overall for him. Again, he was pretty productive overall. Again, not a terrible year for him, but again, from 5 yards per carry to 3.8, that's not the greatest for him. Again, he didn't have a good offensive line this year. They got to really figure that out. It's more, again, they're not physical. You can't run the ball on the right side of the offensive line. We have a guy like Anton Harrison who just simply is not going to move anybody. Again, even more importantly, the interior was, again, Luke Fortner was okay, but, guys, the guards struggled in this season. It was pretty rough to see. Again, Brandon Scherff was okay, but, guys, you're never going to expect him to be a dominant run blocker. That's never really what was his thing. He was actually a good run. Of course, he was always a good pass blocker, but again, he kind of regressed as like a run blocker. So, couldn't sustain many blocks there, and of course, that really hurt Travis Etienne Jr. this year. Receiving-wise, though, Calvin Ridley, again, he did have a touchdown. Could have had another one, but again, he got open in this game. I really think he did a good job. 6 catches, 106 yards, and touchdown for him. Evan Ingram was the go-to, though. 10 catches, 79 yards, and touchdown. If Trevor hit him a couple times, he would have probably won them this football game. Zay Jones was also decent. I think he got open a lot, too. The receivers did do a good job in this football game. But defensively, I don't know. Rashawn Jenkins, he was okay. He had 7 tackles, but he got completely disowned by, Derrick Henry a couple times. Tyson Campbell, I don't want to talk about him right now. Devin Lloyd, voice of Lil Kong, also got disowned by Derrick Henry in this game. Josh Allen was okay, 5 tackles and a sack. Trayvon Walker really stepped up, 2 tackles and a sack. He was really the only guy really solid, really penetrating at all against the run. Andre Cisco had an interception, but guys, he's slow. Yeah, you could see it in this game. Darius Williams, having him on the field as a run defender, especially against Derrick Henry, hurt you despite him being one of the better cover corners in the league. It was a rough scene for that. Again, they got completely just carved by Derrick Henry. For the Titans, though, Ryan Tannehill tied a season total with 2 touchdowns in this game. Of course, had 4 touchdowns, 7 receptions to close out the season. He is a backup caliber quarterback, and it was shown in this season game in this basically the whole entire season. But he did get the win, 17 of 26 to 168, 2 touchdowns. Running wise, I mean, Tyjae Spears could be their starter next year. He looked really explosive in this game. Also had a touchdown, blew by everybody. Of course, Derrick Henry had a 69-yard run. Nice, which did describe his game. He was absolutely fantastic. 153 yards and that touchdown. Probably could have had a couple more, too. Again, very good game by him. Good way to walk out on Tennessee. Of course, DeAndre Hopkins, 7 for 46 and a touchdown as well. Pretty good game. Probably his only game good as a tight end. Chizikonko, I'll be very interested to see what they can do with him next year. Probably get a quarterback that is a friend, again, like a Will Levis. If he and Will Levis can get a good thing going together, that would be really nice. Kyle Phillips was okay. Chris Moore didn't really do too much, but he did have a nice catch. But for this defense, I don't really know what to say. They were really good overall. Again, on the outside, they did give up a lot of outside, first downs. And then, man, they struggled big time. Like, Elijah Molden, man, at corner is just not a good combination. Roger McCreary was very good in the slot, though, had 9 tackles. Sean Murphy-Bunting, 8 tackles and an interception. He was also good on his side. But outside, again, it was just Elijah Molden. I just don't think he's a true corner right now. Trellman, 4 tackles and an interception. He was very good. Of course, Sean had the pick. But they didn't get really too much pressure on Trevor. They got a couple good pressures. But, again, down the red zone, they really stepped it up. They were very good tacklers in this game. They didn't miss really much at all. Again, outside of some big plays they gave up, they did a really good job. Again, Azeez Al-Shaair will be their starting linebacker next year. If you're not stupid. Titans fans, you know he's been very good for you guys. Key stats, though. Yeah, the Jags had a lot more yardage, but again, they couldn't finish. Of course, the Titans had 175 rushing yards as well. 2-to-1 turnover ratio, so neither team really had advantage. The Jags were very good on 3rd down this game. Terrible on 4th down, obviously. So, with that all said, though, the Jags blew it, and the Titans, got the revenge, and, of course, go in the offseason where they'll probably be starting a new era. As the Jaguars look for answers, and really just simply very disappointing year for them. Time for the keys to the game grades. Again, where they were at in midseason. And for the Jaguars, Travis Etienne Jr. did not have a big game. Obviously, Calvin Ridley was really good. He did run a lot of flat routes. I like what I saw there. They didn't score 25+. Again, outside of Calvin Ridley, this offense just really failed this game. And really, again, it's been like that the whole second half of the season. Offensively, though, I'll probably give them 5 minuses. Again, they blew the game. They should have won this for sure. Again, the running game could have been a little better. But again, you don't have an offensive line that can really sustain any sort of run blocking at all. It really have any juice there. It's really hard, again, get that going. Not to mention that, again, Trevor Lawrence's arm was shot in this game. He just did not have any sort of consistency there. Defensively, though, Tyson Campbell, knowing he's got to be able to win vertically, he was actually able to in this game. It was just, again, got completely just mauled by Derrick Henry and could not, get off blocks at all. But I say Lil Kong was decent. I don't think, he did have some really bad reps against Derrick Henry, but against the pass, outside of the one play he gave up, I think he did do a decent job. Valente Vadakasi also did absolutely nothing. I really think he was the difference between this Jags defense having a success against Derrick Henry and giving up a lot of big runs, which absolutely happened. Defensively, though, it was a rough game, 5 minuses. Again, they did show up in that 4th quarter, but it really doesn't matter when your offense, again, it just struggles big time. A really rough game for the Jaguars. See you next season. Now let's look at the Titans. Of course, Texans winning the division, which means they will be the 4 seed for the against the Browns next week, which of course we'll get to. But yeah, rookie quarterback, pretty cool. Again, speaking of rookie quarterbacks, we got a rookie quarterback for the Titans. And speaking of that, of course, don't shoot yourselves in the foot early. I mean, they kind of did. That was bad, one bad drive. But again, Peter Skoronski was very good. Robertson Harris did not do anything in this game. They did have 4 touchdowns, though. Offensively, it was one of their better games of the past month. I was pretty satisfied with what I saw. Again, very good game by Derrick Henry. I'll give them 7 pluses. Again, despite Ryan Tannehill's limitations. Defensively, stop focusing on blowing up the run and actually to keep the integrity on the corners on the edge. Very, very good there. Defensively, I think, again, Elijah Molden had his struggles, but outside of that, again, they did do a very good job in the red zone. They stiffened up when they needed to. I'll give them 3 pluses for that. Solid performance, Titans D. Again, see you guys next year as well. Very good way to end your season. Let's get to a later game that was basically meaningless for draft position for the Chargers. Chiefs and Chargers, here are the highlights.
Los Angeles, alongside my good buddy Adam Archuleta. I'm Spiro Adidas. We'll hear from Aditi here in just a couple of seconds. Arch, here we go. Certainly not where the Chargers expected to be on the final day of the regular season. They're
sound and with good technique. On 3rd and goal, football comes loose. Kansas City has it with Edwards, and he's open looking. Edwards gonna take the rock all the way back for a Kansas City touchdown. 97 yards. First down, Gabbert steps up in the pocket, delivers. It's a straight first down, and Hardman inside the 10
this week. A bit of a snub with the season that he has had.
To put this one in the end zone here in the last game of the season.
Josh Harris, the snapper. J.K. Scott, the holder. And a back. Donovan Smith's neck injury, as we mentioned, that is a factor over the next few days. Gabbert taking a shot, and this one intercepted. Second-year kicker. Just think of all the kicking woes that this franchise had for a number of years. Snaps all season. None since week 13 is now coming to the game. The right tackle. Football comes loose. What do you think they love Chris Jones down in that locker room?
Yeah.
Look at the reacts. Throwing it 41 times. This will be his 42nd attempt. Comes near side. Completes. Dicker can put them in front despite those offensive issues. With 54. Operation Sound. Butker.
And the Chefs went into LA and got a 13-12 win to complete their season sweep and also get to 11-6 to, I guess, make it a non-7 win, whatever. It was a meaningless game for the Chiefs, but they were able to win 13-12, setting them up for a showdown against the Dolphins on Saturday night, the Peacock wildcard exclusive game. So, Tua versus, or Tyreek Hill's return. So, that'll be very interesting. But, of course, they had Blaine Gabbert go out there, and he was Blaine Gabbert. Had that... That was such a bad interception. Like, arm pump pick, 50% completion. But he did make some throws downfield, which is a little ballsy, to be completely honest. But running game-wise, Michael P. had one nice catch. Don't talk about his running game. Michael Hardman did have 6 catches for 77 yards, which will be very interesting to see what he does in the playoffs. Justin Ross, I'll be interested in again. We'll see what he can do in the playoffs. He was actually their 3rd leading receiver, which is still bananas. But Kenny's a backup. Defensively, though, Cam Jones, I don't know who this dude is, but he had 12 tackles. So, cool. Maybe you play a little bit. Probably not. Yeah, okay. Jalen Watson, though, in the slot was okay at 8 tackles. Outside of that, though, Molly Kerrigan had a sack. Charles Manning had a sack. He will definitely be playing next week. Felix Anuki-Uzama, I don't know. He was there for rookie. Very uneventful season. Of course, though, Chris Jones. He got his bag, bro. $1.25 million. Let's go, Chris. Yeah, you got the bag with that. Of course, with that incentive. But Harrison Butker forced his 2 field goals. One was a game winner. Chargers, I'm afraid about Mike Edwards. He, of course, had to play the 98-yard Cuban score. Pretty rare when that happens. For the Chargers, though, Easton's sick. He was there. He'll be their backup next year. You saw what he got from him. He was a turnover-prone and frustrating quarterback, but, I mean, he is pretty accurate. 28, 47, 258. Running game-wise, it was trash. Austin Eckler will not be the running back next year. He'll probably be some third-stringer backup on another team because, holy crap, is he falling off this year. Receiving-wise, though, Donald Parham Jr. had 5 catches for 83 yards. Josh Palmer was okay, I guess. Eckler got some targets. I don't know what to say. I mean, no one really did much, I guess. Donald Parham Jr. is also a very good receiving tight end, though. And Quentin Johnson, terrible rookie year. Derwin James, 8 tackles. Eric Henderson also had 7. They did do a decent job in running the support. Khalil Mack also had 5 tackles and sacks. Get him to, I think, 17.5, something like ridiculous like that in the season. Aloha Hegelman also had an interception. I like what I saw from this defense overall in this game, but then again, it was against backup Cameron Dicker, their only points for the 2nd straight week. Looking at the team stats, though, Chargers had had a pretty good amount of yards. Chiefs did not, but again, they still won because, again, they got the scoop and score. Yeah, I think that was the only touchdown in this game. Yeah, this game was very uneventful. But, I mean, I guess good job, Chiefs, and Chargers to keep tanking. But, of course, because of the Cardinals, which we will get to soon, you guys will not be able to get what is called Maserati this year, which really sucks. Time for the keys to the game grids, though. The Chiefs, they did not get shut out. They did score points. I mean, not offensively. What they scored, they had a couple field goals. So offensively, they did do something. I don't know. A couple minuses, 3 minuses. Defensively, though, keep Austin Eckler on the C gap in and out. Yeah, they did. And crap on the slot receiver, whoever the hell that will be. I mean, I guess kind of they did do a good job, somewhat decent job against Josh Palmer, but I don't know. They just didn't have to do too much. Defensively, they held them to field goals. They did their job. Probably 3 pluses. I don't know how much to say about the Chiefs, guys. They didn't have to do much in this game because, again, it was meaningless for them. Time for the Chargers. They basically did whatever they thought needed to lose this game, with also still competing. Austin Eckler is just freaking he's slush legs. These legs are made of slush basically at this point. Quentin Johnson struggled, and also Easton Stick was there. I don't know. Offensively, they were very unimpressive. I don't know. 3 minuses. They did put up points, and I guess it was more yardage, but that doesn't really matter when you still lose. Defensively, they did do a good job, both Khalil and Derwin in this game. Blaine Gabbert struggled with that. Obviously, they did keep him under 300 yards too. They did everything I asked. I don't know, 4 pluses. This defense, again, gave up 6 points. You can't really complain too much. But yeah, if you're a Chargers fan, I guess good way you competed towards the end of the year. But yeah, next year you really need a guy like Bill Belichick running that team. Let's get to the Eagles and Giants, and holy crap, guys, the Eagles are done.
Win the division and grab the number 2 seed. They need to beat the Bowl, but here we are at this stage of the season. It's a serious.
It's really not offense, defense, even though they made it.
Could have been an issue with his thumb as he was coming off the field there. Mason Crosby with a chip shot, 2014. It's a running play for Gainwell, and he's got room. Gainwell accelerates into Giants territory. This tosses. This is a 2nd and 9 for Philadelphia. Play fake, well timed. A.J. Brown coughs up the football. John Ohionen coming out in the trap. Barkley trucks in for the touchdown. 1st and goal for the Giants. Taylor, option, Barkley gets there for the touchdown. Tap, high snap, Taylor looking for the deep ball. Saquon Barkley's got it. Big play downfield and a beautiful throw. Taylor looking to throw again. Step, toss, Slayton, touchdown on the catch and run. This is a 3rd and 8 for Philly. Hurts loads it up, taking a deep shot. Terrific defensive play.
They have more so than the Dallas score at this point. 14-10 is not when you pull people out.
Mariota has it intercepted. Stepping in, McKinney. Week 5, that's 30. Taylor, and that's knocked upstairs and intercepted by Blankenship.
Down the stretch, too. Seen his numbers in the last 7-8 games. He's been sensational.
36-yarder for
war on his team.
It was building.
Yeah, without a doubt.
From the 16. Mariota, pump and throw, end zone, caught, touchdown. Quez
roll out there to him.
Yep. So some housekeeping there as Crosby connects.
That is out the window.
Deep drop
going there.
Mariota fumbles the football and the Giants recover it.
In the jungle, like Nelson.
And the Giants I guess shocked the Eagles. They 27-10 blowout win, best win of their season. Of course, they finish out at 6-11 on a strong note. Eagles though fall to 11-6 and are done. The good news though is they don't have to play until Monday. The bad news is we have to wait until Monday to see them get absolutely smacked by the Bucs. So yeah, of course for the Eagles though they benched everyone after the 2nd quarter. We're like, let's just have an excuse for getting blown out instead of actually getting blown out. Mariota garbage time touchdown, had a bad interception on the screen. Jalen Hurts sucked in this game. Running game, they had one good run from Kenneth Gainwell, and outside of that, they were complete crap. The offensive line sucked. But I mean, receiving wise, Quez Watkins was actually pretty good. 8 for 93 touchdown. He got open a lot. I don't know why they weren't throwing into him more. Julio Jones, again, he was there. A.J. Brown got hurt in the 1st quarter though, and Devontae Smith did not play. Yeah, offensively it was a complete unbelievably bad performance. Defensively though, Kevin Byard and Reed Blankenship, they got to figure out a way to be better together. They have completely no chemistry, and it's unbelievably ugly to watch. He did have 9 tackles though. Nick Willis also had 10. Reed Blankenship did have a pick. I guess that's good. And also James Bradbury is one of his better games of the year, despite again this team sucking as a team. Marlon Tapula too did have 3 tackles and a sack though. Outside of that, I mean this defense again, no one plays together. Hassan Reddick he just has not been it ever really since I don't even know, 13. It's been a rough year since then for him. closing stretch of the season. For the Giants, though, Tyrod got hurt twice, but he was in the game. 23-32, 297 touchdown pick. He was dealing this game. Saquon struggled. This offensive line was bad. I'll just be completely honest, guys. They need to figure out a complete overhaul. They fired their offensive coordinator, I think. No, they fired their special teams coordinator because, again, they're very inefficient special teams unit in DVOA. And also, again, their offensive line coach because, again, they have no sort of continuity up there at all with how they play. You watch how they get off the line. One guy's too early. One guy's too late. As a group, they struggle. Again, Andrew Thomas is really the only guy there that I'm like any sort of confident in. Because, again, John Michael Smith Jr. as a rookie, the timing was a little off for him. But I think outside of that, again, the whole offensive line sucks. Wanner Robinson was pretty good. Darius Slayton caught a touchdown. Saquon had a really nice explosive play. Darren Waller will be nice next year, but, I mean, guys, this offense, again, it was a rough year for them. Defensively, again, really good way to end your season. You've been underrated all year. Again, yeah, some games we've gotten completely toasted. But 5 total sacks, 2 picks does describe your whole year. Xavier McKinney did around a very good year. Kayvon Thibodeau, yeah, kind of went out with a whimper, only 11. Okay, kind of like it was very hot throughout the most of the year until, again, I'd say probably week 15. But, again, next year is always there for him. Mason Crosby, of course, always had to miss a field goal. But overall, this Giants team played very well in this game. Team stats, of course, the Giants had a lot more yardage. And, of course, didn't out-rush them, I guess. 4-to-1 turnover ratio was probably the biggest difference in this game. But, again, the 5 sacks allowed by the Eagles is pretty uncharacteristic for them until, of course, their starters came out. But if you're a Giants fan, good way to end your season. And, of course, in the offseason, you need somebody. Just some offensive line. You got to figure that out. Time for the keys to the game grades, though. The Eagles, though, scored 20+. No, and definitely not. Offensively, it was just terrible. 8 minuses. Defensively, though, don't give up the big play in case of Reed, Blankenship, and Kevin. They both sucked. Even though, again, Reed had a really nice interception. Nicholas Morel was good, against the run, and they did not have 6 sacks. Again, they just don't play as a unit, and when you can't do that, again, no one trusts each other. It's really hard to be successful. Outside of that, though, I mean, there's really nothing good you can say about this defense in this game. I mean, they were okay at some points. I'll probably give themselves 7 minuses, though. They got to figure out a way to play together, because if they can't, they are going to get first rounded. Time for the Giants. And for the Giants, don't get behind the sticks. They really didn't. The run game needs to be behind Andrew Thomas. They tried it. Again, didn't really work out too well. And they did run the ball a good amount with Tyrod Taylor. Again, he did get hurt, though, twice, so I guess that's not good. Offensively, again, it did help a lot. They had 4 turnovers, 8 them, but they did move the football a couple of times. I'll give them 4 pluses. 27 points for a Giants team is pretty crazy. Defensively, under 85 team rating against a 15 to 20 yards range on the boundary. They were pretty good there. I mean, again, nothing really got past in there because, again, Xavier McKinney was a ball hawk in this game. Big Jalen roll out and up on 3rd down. He didn't, again, play, so we don't really know much about that. And Giannis Swift really didn't play either. Defensively, again, they really weren't tested too much. When they did get tested, they were up to the task. 6 pluses, guys. Good end of the Giants season, guys. Let's get right into our next game, Broncos Raiders. Another meaningless game. We'll see how it went.
Stadium in Las Vegas. The Denver Broncos hit the road.
They'll hand it off, and this could be a throw. Nope. Jacoby Myers doubling back, sees the goal line and scores. Loss of 12. Crosby darted inside that time. Jerry Jeudy on the run. Inside the 5. Jeudy scores! Feels like what?
Like a good stiff arm.
What the hell? Bumble O'Connell lots of football. It's on the ground, and Singleton clears it for Denver. 49. And it is true. O'Connell lets it rip. Downfield, Tucker right there. He did have him. He beat Moreau. Adams in the slot. O'Connell backpedaling, throwing end zone. Oh, what a grab. Devontae Adams waited for it and has a touchdown.
Great athlete, had all kinds of things sparked going for him, including this touchdown for the Raiders.
Jacoby Myers wide open. Tackle. Stidham 3rd and 10. Clean pocket down the sideline. Jerry Jeudy in space again. Catch and run. Williams is going to take the direct snap. It is Williams pushing across the goal line for the Denver touchdown. And the Raiders, the second half. Stidham launches, came out of his hand oddly, and a sliding try and an interception for Merrick.
And the Raiders lose in Vegas. Vegas to get swept by the Raiders in the season, and also even both teams at 8 and 9 at the end of the season. Of course, the Broncos came in with a chance to get their first winning record since that Super Bowl season, but of course they weren't able to, and now it's 9 straight with a losing record. And of course, Sean Payton is in question. Can he make this team good next year? Because again, it was a rough end of the season after a very strong push in the middle of it. But of course, the Raiders win 27-14 in a pretty convincing fashion. Of course, Jarrett Stidham was good downfield, but that doesn't really matter much when, again, you do struggle under pressure. And also, can't make a play at the second level. Touchdown interception for him, though, 272 yards on a decent completion percentage. Running game was trash. Brandon Johnson also had some big catches. Jerry Jeudy, of course, had the crazy touchdown. He made some big plays. On the season, though, obviously, he was not very successful, and took a big step back after a very promising last year. Again, he's been a bust for them. Javonte Williams was also bad. Fantasy-wise, he was great. He had like 20 points, but in the actual game, not so much. Defensively, Josie Jewell had his best game probably in like 4 years. It's been a while. I'm gonna say probably since like 2020. Where he was like actually making consistent plays and also being good in coverage. He was good. 9 tackles and a sack. Alex Hill did struggle to run fits, but he still was able to make up for it with some big tackles. 13 tackles in total. Patrick Dan missed tackles in space, but he still had 6 tackles. Fabian Rowe got burned a lot. And Baron Browning had a sack, as well as Nick Bonito. Will Lutz did not attempt a field goal. And meanwhile, for the Raiders, Aiden O'Connell was really good, I guess. 20 of 31, 244, and 2 touchdowns. Very good into his season. Will he be their starting quarterback this year is a good question. He wasn't bad for them, though. And, of course, the goal for the Raiders in the offseason is keeping Antonio Pierce. They better announce that probably by tomorrow. Running game, Samir White was really good. I'm not going to say he's not going to be their starter next year, but he was pretty good. I don't even know. We'll see with Josh Jacobs, of course, with that 3.5 yards per carry. Jacoby Myers had a touchdown. Again, the offensive line wasn't exactly good. Receiving wise, of course, Jacoby Myers had a touchdown. Devontae Adams also had a touchdown. I think that's 8 for him on the year. Yeah, isn't that 8? Yeah. He got a step back from last year, but he still was pretty good. Defensively, again, got a lot of pressure as usual, but Tyree Wilson actually had a sack. That's pretty cool. Trayvon Moore got an interception. Again, overall, I think they did a pretty disciplined job in coverage. The zones they were running were very, very, very advantageous for those pass rushers, and overall, again, they definitely took advantage of that. So good job, I guess. Daniel Carlson also had two field goals. Team stats, 360 yards for the Raiders. Broncos almost at 300, I guess. Only 1 total turnover in this game, though. Again, the Raiders were really good on third down in this game. Probably the difference, though, and again, hit some big plays for them as well. Good job, Raiders. Time for the keys to the game grades. For Denver, Jarrett was there, but again, he just didn't do enough really at all. Of course, Javonte Williams was not good, and they did not get a winning record either. Offensively, just not competitive enough, got behind 24-7, and obviously didn't really come nearly back at all. So, offensively, I don't know, it was a pretty big failure, 3 minuses. It wasn't like they didn't move the ball, but they didn't have really any sort of balance or success in this game. Defensively, 60 was win up front, or penetration in the first half, no, not even close. They were good in the second half with that, though. They did force a couple of opportunities in turnovers, but again, it wasn't enough, again, in the whole grand scheme of things. And obviously, they did not give any big runs to Josh Jacobs because he did not play. Defensively, again, just not being competitive enough at the line of scrimmage. Again, as well as the fact that, again, when they did get pressured, they didn't really generate enough actually directing towards Aiden O'Connell. So defensively, it was just kind of a failure as a group. Probably 5 minuses. Let's get into the Raiders. And for Vegas, Josh going for, no, he didn't do that. Aiden O'Connell being big over the middle on third down, he was. Again, when he did get pressured, he was very good in this game. Offensively, again, probably one of the stronger games of the year. For that reason, I'll give them 4 pluses. I like what I saw. Defensively, though, don't fall for the motion of the, or the intentional claims from being for Max Crosby. He was very disappointed with that in this game, and obviously, Jaleel Jordan did not do anything, so again, defensively, again, they knew the Broncos were going to move the ball much. Again, they knew, again, Jarrett Stidham limited his offense a lot. So, as you saw, they kept them to 14 points and did a really good job with those zone coverages. I will give them 5 pluses. So, I got for the Raiders. Time for the Seahawks and Cardinals. Was this game entertaining? Oh, it definitely was.
To take on the Seattle Seahawks. James Conner's closing in on
from here that will help determine their fate. Pete said he did not spend any eyes looking. I'll just bang on.
Toad the rock.
He talked all week about how Walker, as he reverses his hold again, and Walker with a phalanx of blockers in front.
Not an ideal world for the Seahawks, and Jonathan Gannon just caught him with the pressure. Credit to him and Rollis.
33-yard field goal try from Jason Myers. Play action. Murray does a great job hiding that football. Now going to use his legs. Murray can use those legs to great gain.
And it threw off the numbers.
And Matt Prater with his 400. The pressure's picked up. He's got all day to throw, and Lockett on the receiving end. Lockett all the way down to the Arizona 22-yard line. Second and 7. Smith
In the pocket, floats it wide open. Will Dissly, he'll walk in for a Seattle touchdown. Kyler Murray, a quick toss to Wilson. Michael Wilson, not touched down, and he's going to run. Seahawks missed an opportunity to touch him up. Peter hit to 23 earlier in this half. Snap is down, and Prater is true. Geno in trouble, able to get free. Smith will run. A beeline down the sideline. Geno Smith high-stepping, and he finally goes out of bounds near the 10. 29-yard try for Jason Myers. Of course you didn't jinx it. There's Connor. Got a block. Connor down the sideline, all the way for a touchdown. The shotgun snap to Kyler Murray to the end zone. Opening up to make the catch. Trey McBride with the touchdown. 43-yard field goal try by Prater. It is all good.
Coming back next year.
Said 100% he'll play somewhere next year. Will it be Seattle? Smith going up top for Lockett in the end zone. Drops it in for the touchdown. Play fake. Geno Smith looking back of the end zone. Wide open Lockett. And Seattle takes the lead. 50-plus this year. Good snap. The hold is good. The kick is wide to the right.
Seahawks finished their regular season strong and, of course, are eliminated because of something that we'll get to later. Of course, they moved to 9-8 on the season, getting that winning record despite all the struggles they have had. Win 3 out of their last 4. Knock off Cardinals 21-20. Not really, though. Matt Prater probably should have hit that field goal, but Cardinals thankfully lost and will probably get Maserati and have a pretty darn exciting receiving core next year. Geno Smith probably had his best game since, I don't know, probably like week 5 or 6. No, week 6 maybe, whatever though. 16 of 28, 189, 2 touchdowns in this football game. No, wait, week 10. Best game since week 10. Very good, of course, that go-ahead touchdown to Tyler Lockett, as well as 2-point conversion. The running game wasn't as big of a focus as it has been in the past with this team, but it was still a pretty good day from all the running backs as a whole. Receiving-wise, of course, Tyler Lockett had that 35-yard touchdown over the shoulder. Will Dissly also got a touchdown. DK Metcalf, not the best way you want to end his season, or JSN, but guys, when you just simply look at it, the Cardinals, again, Cardinals were really running all over that defense. So the fact that, again, they were able to score 21 points actually probably was a blessing, to be completely honest. Defensively, though, Devon Witherspoon was pretty good. He had 11 tackles. Really the only guy who really handled any of the Kyler scrambles. Bobby Wagner was good, again, chasing him down to 15 tackles. So, again, I guess he kind of validated that Pro Bowl nod. Quadra Diggs was also good at 6 tackles. Again, Julian Love was also very good with contain at really with everything. Darrell Taylor also had a sack. But, again, defensively, it was not very consistent pressure. The corners did struggle a little bit in this game. And I think, again, if they were able to get these guys in better spots pre-snap, it would have been a better game for them. Cardinals, though, Kyler obviously had a pretty strong day through the air, 22 of 30, 262, a touchdown. Running game, Kyler wasn't too successful. Of course, he had that 33-yard run. Also got stuffed in the red zone. Yeah, probably almost demised this offense. But again, James Conner, 27 for 115, that 29-yard touchdown. Very good end to his season. Very solid year overall for him with that 1,000-yard, 7 touchdown. 5-yard per carry season, guys. Do not sleep on this dude. He could be really good next year. But again, for a 30-year-old, or 28 actually, not too bad. Receiving-wise, though, Michael Wilson, 6 for 95. He'll be interesting next year. Of course, Trey McBride with that wild touchdown on the play that Matt Prater and Blake Gillikin were both on the field. Budda Baker, he's one of the better safeties in the league at 10 tackles, of course. After that, though, no one really stood out. B.J. Ojolari had some really nice plays chasing down those running backs. But overall, again, they did struggle a little bit with tackling. He definitely could have been better overall in the red zone. Team stats, though, again, the Cardinals had nearly 500 yards of offense. Seahawks barely got over 300, but, like, whatever. 200 rushing yards against for one of the worst running defenses I've seen in a little bit in that Seahawks group. That's the biggest issue right now. Figure that out. 36 minutes of offense though for the Cardinals. Again, it was really again that missed kick from Matt Prater that really decided this one. And good thing because I don't think the Cardinals want anyone but Marvin Harrison Jr. right now. Let's get right into keys to game grades though. For the Seahawks, Geno being aware under pressure somewhat. He wasn't great. Obviously, JSN did not have that good of a game. Tyler Lockett was, he didn't get over 1,000, but he did have a touchdown. Charles Cross holding his own on overloads somewhat. Again, he did give a pretty bad pressure on one of them, but offensively, again, they did come through in the end. I'll probably give them 2 pluses. Again, they did struggle for part of this game, but again, after when you look at it, the end of the game, the start of the game, we're pretty good. Defensively, though, Julian Love playing slot and off the ball, weak side. Seagap fit in the 4th quarter. They didn't even try to do that because, again, to be completely honest, guys, Julian Love was just making sure that, James Conner didn't go the end zone every play. Murray Magic was part of the game, but obviously didn't really matter because, I mean, guys, they were going to win the game no matter what, I guess. But overall, Seahawks defense, I will give them, I don't know, probably 4 minuses. Not that good of a performance. Now let's look at the Cardinals. But yeah, follow that memo, guys. Have fun, do whatever you want to do, but of course, don't win the game. For that, exactly. Again, Matt Purdy missed that field goal for you guys. Still had a really good percentage on the year, so I don't know. No, wait, did he? He might have missed a couple kicks. What was his numbers? Oh, 84. Yeah, that's usual for him. 85%. Yeah, that makes sense for him. But offensively, great job. 8 pluses. You got your guy next year. Defensively, though, Dennis Garnick was, I don't even think he was that good, but it was okay, I guess. The safeties are carrying the load on the boundary, definitely. And, of course, they did not give up any big plays. Defensively, I mean, outside of the one. But, again, they did exactly what they were supposed to, too. Didn't give up too many yards, though. Defensively, I'll probably give them 4 minuses, though. Again, a little bit disappointing. Next year, though, of course, they'll probably be a lot better with a lot more talented group. And that is really all I got for the Cardinals, guys. Time for the Rams and Niners.
49ers come in, winners of 7 of their last 8.
Probably 7-8 weeks. They have run the ball better than they have run it since their...
Today, they could be the 2.
It is Mitchell. Burrows in. He's got the touchdown. Wentz floats it down the sideline. It's caught. It's Nakua. It's a touchdown. I'll run it. It is Mason. And a good second effort. He's got another first down. Oh, it's Darnold trying to sneak it. He's in. Sam Darnold with his 13th career rushing touchdown. Oh, they're trying to throw to that side. It's deflected and it's picked off. And it's Taylor Hawkins. Response for San Francisco. Darnold climbs. Darnold throws. And he connects. It's Chris Conley. His first catch of the year. Darnold. Couple of clutches, tight window toss. It is a touchdown to Ronnie Bell.
Go in there, there's nothing they can't do.
Wentz, end zone, it is grabbed. Is it a touchdown? Wentz under pressure, got away from Hawkins, but he's going to get knocked down. Got rid of the football. Here comes Freeman, reaching for the first step. Another Carson Wentz run, and this one's into the end zone. Royce Freeman through the block, and Wentz with the spike. Wentz flips it. It is caught. Atwell holds on in Los Angeles.
Completion out of bounds.
Darnold stepping up. Can't take a sack here. He lost the football. And the Rams recover it.
And the Rams save themselves rather than go to Dallas with a 21-20 win. Of course, yeah, setting up that game next week in Detroit. Again, the rematch. But, yeah, this game was about Carson Wentz. Of course, you can see kind of right here, him spiking the football. But in the back of bowl, the Rams reign victorious. Oh, what the hell? Reign victorious, my bad. And, of course, go to 10-7 and win their last 4 games. 7 out of their last 8 off the bye. And snap that 9-game losing streak against the Niners, who, of course, already clinched that bye week. But, yeah, very promising win for the Rams. Again, it was more Puka in that first half, of course. But, yeah, the Rams, they played pretty well in this game. Carson Wentz, I liked a lot what I saw. The interception was a high throw, but, again, it was tipped, too. But outside of that, he was very good through the air. Didn't miss much throws outside of that. Again, he's a little inaccurate, but whatever. Also ran the ball 17 goddamn times. Holy crap. Has a 12-yard QB draw for a touchdown as well. Ronnie Rivers ran really hard, which I do respect a lot. Receiving-wise, Bryson Hopkins had some massive catches. Puka, of course, was the story of that first half going into the third quarter. Needed to break those 2 records, and he was able to. Of course, had their 1 touchdown in that first half as well. Davis Allen was big early, but after that, not too much. Of course, Ben Skoranek also had 2 big catches. Tyler Johnson, 2 catches for 8 yards, touchdown. Speaking of big catches, the 2 biggest of the game. That 4th down on the game-winning drive as well as the game-winning 2-point conversion. So, great job, 2-2. Probably should get you going deep a little more. Defensively, though, Rushy probably should be starting next week. He impressed me a lot. 7 tackles. Michael Hoyt, yeah, a starter. Wasn't for most of this game. 5 tackles and a sack. Kel Witherspoon also had 5 tackles. Pretty solid game. Not great, but 3 catches, 17 yards against, you'll always take. Outside of that, though, I mean, they did do a good job defensively. Desmond Johnson did get the credit for that sack. You know, overall, Byron Young, again, not the best game, but he did have a big sack, so I'll take it. Nick Hampton also looked pretty impressive. I'll be very interested to see what this defense can do next week in Detroit. For the Niners, though, Sam Darnold was pretty accurate, 16 of 26, 189 touchdown. He did miss a couple throws, and of course, that game-losing fumble. But again, with the backups, the game didn't really matter really at all for the Niners. Outside of course, making double-digit straight wins in the regular season, which of course they weren't able to. But whatever. Looking at the team stats, though, Sam Darnold had a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell also had a touchdown on the ground. Again, they had some long drives. Receiving wise, Chris Conley had a 48-yard grab. Outside of that, Brandon Ayuk some catches early. Of course, Deebo Samuel had a couple late too. Ray McLeod, again, not too much of a returner, but didn't do some damage as a receiver on some plays. Ronnie Bell also had a very nice touchdown. Defensively, though, Isaiah Oliver was really their primary edge defender, 9 tackles in this game, even though he is a corner. Demetrius Flanagan-Flowers did disappoint me a little. I thought he was going to get off blocks a lot and really make it hard on Ronnie Rivers to get through some holes, but didn't do as much as I thought he would. Sebastian Joseph, of course, he wreaked havoc. Of course, you had sacks from Robert Beal Jr. and Oren Burks, 2 really backups. And, of course, Taylor Hawkins, a guy I've never heard of, had an interception, so I guess good for him. Team stats, though, both teams, the Rams obviously didn't move the ball too much, but the Niners did have 300 yards of offense. The Rams, I guess, they had the ball. That's kind of crazy, but yeah, that's kind of how the game went. Again, close down to the end. Both teams were pretty efficient overall. Good job, Rams. Of course, Carson got us that 6th seed. Good for him. Great game, bro. 3 total touchdowns is always great. And with that said, time to keys the game grades of this game. Offensively, Austin Trammell wasn't much of a focus, but Carson did actually have a good game. Puka did break the records too, but again, offensively, I don't have too many concerns. It's about this defense not giving up big plays and the special teams unit being competent. If they're just decent, we're good. No big touchdowns allowed by the special teams unit. The Rams will be fine. But if they aren't able to, it'll they'll get them knocked out of the playoffs. Simple as that. Rams the offense, though, I like what I saw for sure. 5 pluses. Again, great second half. Rams defense pitched a second half shutout. Did not give up 30 to Sam freaking Darnold. Trey Tomlinson did not see really at all of him. And they were good in punch coverage. Got him on the ground. Good job, guys. See, next week you got to be better, though. You cannot give up any of that. Defensively, though, I would probably give you guys 3 pluses. Again, pitch a second half shutout. No, I'll give you 4 pluses. Even though it's against their backups. Good job, guys. Now let's look at the Niners to wrap that up. For the Niners, Jordan Mason not even close to 100 yards. Had the starters playing the first half. Brock did not play, which again did not get him hurt. So they accomplished everything they wanted to. I'll give them an equal sign. Defensively, though, bring the heat and try some shenanigans on third for the playoffs. They did run some really exotic zones, which didn't really fool Carson Wentz at all. Because again, he's just reading the defense again as Sean has taught him. And of course, figure out what's the game the game's gonna look like in the first quarter, which they were able to get your guys out early. Defensively, though, again, they did give up some big plays here and there, but overall, I like what I saw from them. I'll probably give them 3 pluses. Again, they did make it really hard in that Rams offense to move the ball in this game. That's really all I got for the Niners, though. Let's get to the national game. Bears and Packers. Of course, Packers win and in. Did it happen? Oh yeah. Well, I'll put it like this: Justin Fields probably won't be the Bears starting quarterback next year.
It's a crucial game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Chicago Bears about to take on the Packers here. And the Packers, Santos hooking, and it goes through. 41-yard attempt coming from Carlson. Anders Carlson, 25-year-old rookie from Auburn. And this one is no good. That holds a lot of cards. As Love on 3rd and 1 wants to go up top. Looks to the end zone. The pass is on the money for the touchdown. Dontavian Wicks. One was good from 50 off the left upright. This one flirts with that left side, but goes.
Get 8 yards. Look at this dude.
Here it is to the sideline.
Uh-oh. That's going to run.
That's it. That's not even close. They say Wicks.
Most likely.
3rd and 3. Pass to Wicks. And he finds the goal line for the touchdown.
Running back in.
They fake it to Jones.
Oh, they miss.
Love fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Briscoe. 35 yards for Santos. Kill the holder. And the kick is drips of Eberflus. As Love goes down the way. Another big play. It's Reed sprinting. Reed runs.
Red zone, Jim.
3rd and 4. Throws. Wow, what a catch. It's Melton.
Oh, they said no.
Incomplete. Give him credit. The field goal try by Carlson is good from Patriots Game. Topped it.
2014 against Carolina.
2nd and 9. Jones got the first down to lock it up.
It's the greatest comeback since Lazarus.
And the Packers are now in the playoffs Bucs with a 17-9 defensive, surprisingly dominating win, in which, of course, they get the win at Lambeau and are going to head to Dallas next week to try and upset the Packers, of course, as the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs. But, of course, actually basically a week away they'll play that game. That's pretty ironic from, again, the time that game's starting. But, obviously, though, for the Bears, they fall 7-10. They fail to play spoiler to the Packers. And, of course, let's just get right into Justin Fields. He did not look like a capable passer in this game. I'll be completely honest, guys. The Packers brought a lot of different blitzes, and he couldn't handle any of it. This stat line, again, it's not like, oh, that's not terrible, but he was really minimized. He missed some big reads, missed some big throws, again, on a couple of those incompletions, but he did not look confident at all. It was a rough game for him. He will not be their starting quarterback next year. Again, I was going to say last week he was going to be able to, but guys, it was the freaking Falcons. Now that you think about it, they lost by 51 points in their last 2 games. Complete disaster. Bears fans, though, this is it. Justin Fields is gone. Like, again, this was the make-or-break game. He's not there to do next year. Running game struggled too. Again, none of the offensive linemen could really get anything going. Receiving-wise, again, no one got open. Defensively, though, again, they did a really good job overall. They held the Packers for most of this game. Outside of a couple big plays, of course, that Jaden Reed big catch and run. Again, A.J. Jackson was phenomenal in this game in terms of the deep coverage. Jaquan Brisker, of course, did miss that tackle there, but, again, I'm not really too mad about that. They did all they needed to in the game defensively. They held them at least 5 times. For the Packers, though, Jordan Love, very good game, 27-32, 316, 2 touchdowns. He is their franchise quarterback, guys. He's going to be here for a long damn time. Running game, though, Aaron Jones is phenomenal when he's on the field. 22 carries, 111 yards. Looking, though, at the receiving-wise, again, Jaden Reed for 112. Had the big catch and run. Bo Melvin also almost had that touchdown. Dontavian Wicks caught 2, surprisingly. 6 for 61 in total, though. Tucker Kraft has again had, I think it's like his third or fourth straight 30-plus yard game for him. Pretty underrated. Luke Musgrave, not the guy you'd expect for getting those 2 tight ends, but at least one of them spanned out. Defensively, Quay Walker continues to dominate Chicago with 9 tackles a sack, batted down at least 4 passes. What it's called. Or at least who did a really good job in man on 4 passes. I think he batted out 2, something like that, though. Devontae Campbell was good at 8 tackles, of course. Nukes Vaness and Carl Brooks both had sacks, both Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt. This defense looked better than they've looked in a long time. Of course, Anders Carlson did miss that 1 field goal. Team stats, though, Packers had over 400 yards of offense. Chicago at under 190. And speaking of Chicago, yeah, 5 sacks given up. They didn't have the ball really long at all. Again, the 1 fumble from Jordan Love, but yeah, Packers should have won this game a lot more than 17-9, but they were able to close this thing out in Lambeau in the cold, and they will be heading to Dallas next week to try and not get upset. Time for the keys to the game, or try to stay alive, I guess. Time for the keys to the game grades, though. For the Bears offensively, Justin Fields did not do any of that. He just got completely dumped in this game. They did not run the ball successfully at all, and Carrio Santos did not hit a 60-yarder. He had a 50-yarder, though. Oh, yeah, offensively, the Bears, it was a complete nightmare. They didn't get anything going. Of course, Justin Fields struggled big time, holding the ball way too long on some of those plays. Offensively, though, it was complete just mess. 5 minuses. It was, no, probably 7. It was rough. Defensively, though, harassed Jordan Love with nips. Again, they did do a good job with that. Montez Sweat and DeMarcus Walker did get to him somewhat. But, of course, Jalen did not end the game with a pick. And I don't think he was really, again, they kind of took him out of the game early, too. Defensively, though, a little disappointing. But overall, again, I wouldn't even say they were disappointing. They just weren't that good, like, getting coverage. But with all that said, again, this defense was still really good. I'll probably give them 3 pluses. They kept them in the game. But, of course, at this point, end of the year, even so for the Bears. Time for the Packers now. And for Green Bay, take the punch early and run with it. They didn't even get a punch, so it was pretty easy. Aaron Jones had a very good game. Jordan has to be good on the boundary in the second half. Very good the whole game. Jordan Love was on. Packers offensively, very good, solid day. 5 pluses. The only thing is, again, they could have been better in the red zone. But, again, they were still got enough points to win, so it's 5 pluses. Defensively, they didn't blow it. They were really good. Probably their best game of the year. 8 pluses. I'm really surprised with how that defense played. Had the juice. We're ready to go. Played really well. You're going to play even better, though, next week against Dallas. But, of course, we'll see what happens. And, of course, the best season is over. And, yeah, Chicago is not going to have Justin Fields as their quarterback next year. Speaking of those Cowboys, here's how they won the division.
In the Washington Commanders, America's Game of the Week. And welcome to week about back to the summer. New ownership, excitement by the fans. They won their first game. It's all about on the fake. Pressure on Prescott. Throws into the corner. It's caught. Touchdown, Dallas. Jalen Tolbert. So now it's Washington's turn as Robinson gets it on the run game. And he has a nice run. Picks up 6 yards. And Cowboys said the ball came out. Let's see. 32-yard attempt from Auburn. It's up and it's blocked. Washington scoops it up with room to roll. Chase Whitaker's got it. Powell running. Throwing. Caught. touchdown. It was bobbled at first, but Robinson held on. Second down, chipped in the air, and that is intercepted. And I think it's Martin again. Talk about the kick or no?
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to break up history, and that's exactly what happened. This is a little different.
All right, here we go. Kick is up, and it is good. Pollard up the middle and in. Touchdown, Dallas. A lot of time. Howe over the middle, and it is intercepted. Donovan Wilson. Prescott over the middle. It's caught. Lamb is in. Touchdown.
They've been amongst the best offenses in the league.
Prescott can't find anyone. Retreats. Point says go right there. Caught. From Washington football. In his 10th year. And this punt is blocked. Returnable for a touchdown. It's recovered, but the Cowboys will have it. Third down. Prescott stands in, going for the corner for Cook. He's got it. It's another touchdown, Cowboys. On first down. Howe some pressure. Lets it go. McLaurin is deep. It's underthrown. It's intercepted. Teron Bland has another. And this one hits the post. Drilled.
All right, he's back.
All right, we are.
And the Dallas Cowboys take care of business against the second worst team in the league with a 38-10 drubbing and sweeping the Commanders. Again, this game was just really bad. They moved 12-5 in the year and clinched 2 seed in the NFC. Yeah, they're probably gonna blow it next week though. Dak 31-36, 279, 4 touchdowns and interceptions. The interception was bad on that tip, but I was even tip. No, that was an interception. Whatever, though. He threw 4 touchdowns, 36 in the year, 36-9. Nice touchdown-interception ratio, which, of course, kept him under 10, which he said he would stay at the end of the year. And he leads the league in touchdowns by the end of the year, so, yeah, good job from him. And, yeah, he looked really good. Running game wasn't exactly overly dominant, but it definitely got the job done. 70 yards from Tony Pollard on 4.1 per bump. Obviously, a touchdown as well. Rico Dowdle also at 46 yards, 4.1 per bump for him as well. Receiving-wise, though, CeeDee Lamb, not the most efficient day by any means, only 7.5 yards per catch, but he did have 13 catches in total and 2 touchdowns. Jake Ferguson, 6 for 69, nice, great game by him. Brandon Cook, 6 for 39, and touchdown, also was pretty good. Payne Hendershot also barreled 4 guys to get like a big gain. And Jalen Tolbert also had a touchdown for the receivers. Defensively, though, Stephon Gilmore was decent. I don't think he again missed many tackles. Didn't have to do again too many big plays, but made the tackles when he was asked to. Of course, Micah also had 5 tackles in the sack, and they dominated in the secondary. Yeah, Donovan Wilson, Deron Band were both very good in this game. I didn't see much from Malik Hooker, but yeah, overall defensively they looked really good. Commanders, Sam Howell's completely fallen off a cliff. 19 from 27, though, 153 yards, touchdown, 2 interceptions, which puts him at 20 for 20. 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. First quarterback since 2019 to have at least 20 touchdowns and at least 20 interceptions. And, of course, 3 guys did that in Baker Mayfield, Phillip Rivers, and Jameis Winston. Running game-wise, though, yeah, we don't talk about that. Receiving-wise, same type of thing. Terry McLaurin, not a great year. How the hell did he get over 1,000 yards? That's just completely pitiful. I don't think he had one game. He had one game against the Rams where he did something. That's it though. Holy crap. Yeah, that tells you what it's like to get over 1,000 yards. Brian Robinson also had a touchdown as well. Defensively, Khaliki Hudson had 13 tackles. I don't think he really says much. Again, this defense is completely crap. Again, they just got completely dominated. But I will say this: they did put up a fight in the red zone, so that's something. And Emmanuel Forbes Jr. had by far the best game of his career. Team stats, though, yeah, there's a lot of blue on this side. That's all it really tells you. And 3 turnovers for the Commanders. Yeah, this game was a complete blowout, guys, as expected. Not as bad as the Thanksgiving game, but pretty close. And for the NFC Least champions, anything but last year in 1 or less picks from Dak. Exactly. They did that perfect, the Cowboys. I don't know, offensively, you were really good. Probably 8 pluses, and I'll give 7 because it was the Commanders. Defensively, keep Sam in the pocket. They did, and they also got Ron Rivera fired. Forgot to tell you guys about that, but we'll get into that more tomorrow. No big day from Terry McLaurin. No, and under 220 yards unless you want to, yeah. I guess kind of. Defensively, they were probably pretty good too. I'll give them 6 pluses. Again, took care of business, Cowboys. Just don't lose next week. I mean, I want you to, but don't, because, yeah, lose. All right, time for the Commanders. All right, we already knew Ron Rivera was going to get fired, so, I mean, there's really nothing to say. They didn't take care of the ball, and they did not ruin their tank either, so... I don't know. 5 minuses. Sam Howell's not the quarterback next year. Probably gonna be Drake May. Defensively though, 60 most points set up for the offense. I guess show why your guys are the worst. Yeah, they did. They definitely did that. Probably 8 minus 7. No, you know what? 4 minuses. They put up a fight. But I'll tell you what, guys. Commanders offensively, I'm gonna see Jaden Daniels in their as a quarterback next year, which sounds crazy, but he will be. And defensively, everybody need a whole overall. Now let's get the AFC East Championship. Here are the highlights, and we'll see who won it.
Temperature in the 60s in South Florida on the final night of the NFL regular season. Hard Rock Stadium is the site, and Hill in motion, turning upfield. Tua looking that way. Tua throwing that way. Downfield, Beckford undercuts it and intercepts it. Dolphins bring it.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
Interception. Still alive to run and finally brought down. Bills taking over their own 11. Second drive. Pressure picked up. Allen's got time. Shot downfield. Wide open. He couldn't hit him. Oh, Stephon had a couple of steps. Shakir, nice catch. Good block. Shakir down the sideline. And Khalil Shakir at his terrific speed. He didn't even get out. Van Ginkel took him away. Josh flips it towards the end zone to Davis. Intercepted. This Miami team. Here's a similar look with that pitch to the right. Wilson inside the 10. Achane. Touchdown. Devon Achane. 2nd and 7. Miami bringing the pressure again. One fadeaway fling. Diggs. Diggs brings it in. And as the third wide receiver. Fake the give. Over the top. Deflected in the air. Sherfield drags his feet. Touchdown. Tua. Swipe the tight end in motion. Tonga by lower throws. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill in front of Benford. Puts Miami back in front. Allen slings it inside. Stops. Not going to get a playoff. And the half will come to an end. Ty Johnson is stopped. Miami brings 4. Lost the football is taken away from him. Christian Wilkins going in for the sack. 5. Has some space. Takes over. He's going to go. He's in midfield. Nobody's going to catch him. Look in motion. Allen throws. It's caught. To the end zone. Knox. Buffalo takes the lead. Half-yard. And they do go. And Allen surfs over the top and has the first down. Allen keeps, surfs over the top, keeps going, gets pushed. The spot is coming down the 36-yard line. Tua throwing, it's intercepted by Rapp. And that's a wrap on the division for the Buffalo Bills.
And the Bills claim the AFC East with a strong 21-14 victory over the Miami Dolphins, where they both finished 11-6. The Bills will host the Steelers next Sunday as the 2 seed for the 2nd consecutive year. The Dolphins fall to the 6th seed and try not to lose in Kansas City. So, yeah, probably will, but, you know, you never know. Of course, looking at the stats, though, Josh Allen ends the season with 29 touchdowns and 18 interceptions, 45 total on the year, which is a pretty good number, but definitely gunslinger this year. 360 passing yards as well in this game. He was throwing the ball all over the yard. The interception was bad, but outside of that, he was probably fine. Again, the miscommunication on the other one, too, which is on him, of course, because he's seeing his receiver showing one way. You know he's going to run the other way, bro. Throw him the damn football that way. Holy crap. But yeah, Josh, 67 yards on 15 carries. Again, pretty similar to the Carson Wentz show. But James Cook struggled overall. Again, didn't really get out of the backfield. Leonard Fournette, also not very good. They picked him up for the playoffs, though. Of course, with Khalil Shakir going 6 for 105, he will be very focused on the playoffs. Of course, Stephon Diggs' best game really since Joe Brady became their offensive coordinator. Caught a bomb downfield, 7 for 87 overall for him. Could have also had another touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, 7 for 84, though. He's very good player. He didn't have a touchdown. Oh, I guess, wait, what the hell? Yeah, Dawson Knox the touchdown. That's who it was. Yeah, Dalton Kincaid's better than him now. But Trent Sherfield also the touchdown, of course, on that tip pass. Incredible play. Wasn't the play of the day, though, because it was at night. But, yeah, good job by this Bills receiving corps for sure. Defensively, Jordan Poyer at 6 tackles. He was very good. Suffocating coverage from Micah Hyde for sure. As well as Christian Bedford having the interception and Taylor Rapp with the game-winning one. He's known for doing crap like that. But yeah, defensively, not too much pressure overall. Again, Tyler Dotson did have a sack. It's hard to do that when you're playing the Dolphins. But again, they didn't minimize really any big plays the Dolphins wanted. And outside of, again, some bad runs they gave up, again, they should have been fine. Watch for that next week against the Steelers. For the Dolphins, though, Tua was inaccurate at times, and that really cost them. But also, again, no one really got open, too. Tyreek, again, he struggled in this game. 782 touchdown for him is not best, again, as usual, but still a pretty good game. Nearly 1,800 receiving yards. Of course, 1,700 back-to-back seasons, first ever receiver to do that. Devon Achane, 10 for 56 touchdowns. If they get more, he would definitely would have done better. Of course, Jeff Wilson Jr., 9 for 45 as well. I don't know what to say, again, outside of that, though, because, like, Cedric Wilson, he was okay, but then again, like a lot of guys only caught one pass. No one was really stepping up outside of, again, Tyreek. Defensively, though, they were good in coverage, I guess. Jalen got absolutely roasted on that one play. But outside of that, he was really good. They got a big pick from Eli Apple, which is surprising. Deshaun Elliott was also very good in the back end. David Long Jr. struggled. He missed a lot of tackles, but he also made a couple plays, so I'm good with that, I guess. But, yeah, Cameron Goody had a rough knee injury. Prayers to him that he gets better. But, yeah, defensively, it was not the prettiest game, despite, again, only giving up 14 points. Of course, Deontay Harris did have that basically game-winning, or game-tying touchdown, kick return. My punt return. 473 yards of offense for the Bills, though. Just 275 for the Dolphins. Both teams didn't run the ball too great, but Bills had the ball a lot longer. 3-2 turnover ratio kind of kept the Dolphins in the game. Again, if you're a Dolphins fan, you got to be a little concerned. 60% third down rate, again, is not very good. But if you're a Bills fan, should be pretty happy you can go into the playoffs despite not getting that first round bye. Again, no one's going to get that, though. Time for the keys to the game. Great to wrap this thing up. All right, guys, just to note, the Bills will be hosting the Bills next Saturday and Sunday on Super Wildcard Weekend at 1 o'clock. And we'll get more into that as the week goes on, of course. But first things first, though, Josh Allen not messing around like last year. He didn't mess around too much, but he still did. James Cook wasn't that great. And obviously, Stephon Diggs did show some life before the, playoffs. But again, first time in a month, I guess. Offensively, I don't know, 4 pluses. They did frustrate me at times, but they did do enough to win this game. They also put themselves in some good spots. But next week, they got to actually score some points. Defensively, though, Greg Rousseau was not really at all part of this game. He struggled big time against, Teron Armstead in this game. He did not have a good day. Jordan Poyer, honestly, it was more Micah Hyde in coverage, but Jordan Poyer was able to do that because, again, Micah Hyde was so good in coverage in this game. I don't know, defensively, 5 pluses. Good job, Bills defense. Yeah, good job, I guess. Time for the Dolphins. All right, Dolphins offensively, Tua's got it. No, he didn't do any of that. They didn't run the ball. Again, they could have ran the ball better than that. And Achane, I think, could have won. Again, he didn't have a 9-yard touchdown, but they did have, of course, 25-yard, I think, from Jeff Wilson. So, I don't know. Offensively, they were pretty good. But then again, they only scored 14. I'll give them 3 minuses. Defensively, zone thing, Majig from last year, they actually did that really well. QB on the line, on the cutback, no, they didn't do that. And Jalen has to have 4+ game-changing plays. He did, actually, so I'm good with this Dolphins defense. They did do a good job overall. I'll probably give them 3 pluses again. Some big plays to give up, but outside of that, this defense was fine. Good job, Dolphins defense. And with that's all I got for the NFL Week 18 season finale Sunday recap. Again, if you guys stayed around, you're crazy for this. Thanks a lot. And, of course, biggest thing, guys, tomorrow I'll be going through the firings that happened to get Bill Belichick, all that other crap. I'll talk about that, and then on Wednesday, of course, the Power Rankings, the finale for every single team. I'll also talk about teams that are most likely to win the Super Bowl at this moment, and then obviously Thursday will be I don't know what's going to be on Thursday. Let me think. Oh yeah, wait. No, nothing on Thursday. Nothing on Thursday. Friday though will of course be the hype for the playoffs, and then on Saturday will be the preview at noon. So until then, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you on tomorrow for talking about the coaches got fired this year, and of course really recapping everything up. But yeah, until then, hope you guys enjoy your night, and of course also enjoy the national championship. I hate both teams that are in it too. So go nobody. 0-0 tie. Who that cares? See you later.
That's how we started. That's how we finished. This time, Aaron Neesmith steps in, and Neesmith will do it himself. A big finish for